Peace, 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 peace. I want to say peace and blessings to everybody that's tuning into this. I want to say first off, appreciate the 9,000 subscribers. Let's keep driving. Let's keep thriving. Let's keep this thing going. Shout out to the American Aborigines, the FBA brothers and sisters. Let's share the live stream and let's get it going. Yo, 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 we back, we back, we back. Let's start it off with this jammy jam.
Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, sitting home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Where the fuck am I going? Who the hell could I be? All this time I've been lost. Vessel trapped in the sea. Chains holding my legs. I just want to be free. Fist picking my throat. Hell yeah, and they know it. Heritage keep going. You can see it in my phenotypes and that damn Indian showing. This knowledge keeping me steady. 45 on my hip and my armor man stay ready. I hit the streets in my Chevy. Blunt, burn, it's my smoking heaven. Man, here you go, I got plenty. Prayers up for what's in it. In the land I lost many. Cause every nigga ain't feeling. And every man ain't milling. No D-bows but selling. No heroes for my family. What a pigs killing us daily. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, sitting home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, sitting home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High.
Shout out to everybody in the chat. I see y'all. Shout out to the family.
Give them all praises. Where the fuck do you come from? Kidnapping our babies. 11 million abortions. Whole country is scorched. Niggas stealing my portion. Bitch, give me my land back. We ain't signed no contracts. Why you wasting all of our trust funds? We don't know who your dad is, but we know who your kinfolk. Take the food off of my plate. Eat that shit with my phone. You invader. Motherfucking invader. Invader. This is for the invader. Invader, send home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Invader, this is for the invader. Invader, sitting home the invader. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Hey yeah. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. All praises to the Most High. Give them all praises. Give them all praises. Hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah, hey yeah.
Hey, let's get into the next jammy jam, y'all, man. Peace. Nah, man, appreciate you passing through, brother. You want to hit that subscribe button, man. It's one of the realest motherfucking channels on YouTube when it comes to waking our people up. Let's get into it.
Not your average nigga, I'm a god out the hood. They can't downplay me. I came up, I'm elevated. I ain't gotta say too much for them to know I'm coming for what's mine. You know they see me in my presence, say, see how I'm coming. Young, but you not just gonna finesse me like you did my peoples. Then back when you said they was emancipated, your head too big. You feeling yourself. The game wasn't fair. You had the advantage. We wasn't educated. I don't look at you people the same. Nah, the worst nightmare, my skin tone about them change. Not no circus lion, son, I can't be tamed. You gon' have to kill me, pussy, Toby ain't my name. Y'all still wanna think our history started when we were slaves? Come on now, talk about them pyramids we named. I was chosen by that man, you know y'all just been running game. The nerve of you acting like I ain't teach you how to bathe. Hold up. You fooled me time and time again. Got me a few times. The tables turned now. I know I'm by the win. I'm good. I'm back now. Oh, you know this time would come. Oh, yes, you did. You know it. Oh, nobody ever gets away. This ain't back in the day, like you know. Granny used to see you act like she done seen a ghost. No, we not buddies, they just business. I just need a quote. They can't run the game and call the shots when we the ghosts. I know killers and drug dealers, they all with us. Hit me up like, look, I ain't perfect. I just won't walk with this way. Flush the brick down the toilet after we talked with them. Then nobody want them. We took them because we saw God in them. I know you prayed for me. Then home from the tree. Yeah. And you cried. Wasn't for nothing. Through the day, we got you. I promise. The night. Word, mom. Yeah. Made the money, put the money back in my economy. My brother, he don't talk a lot. He busy buying property. Yeah. Hell yeah, it's personal, but that's the way it's gotta be. I got plenty critics, but I'm focused. They don't bother me. Back down, ain't no back down. Y'all take one, we take 10, man. Y'all know how we come. It ain't no hoe in us, no, we ain't running. The death on my square is the death that I want. Yeah. I'm talking subliminal. Compared to what we about to do, what we did was minimal. The more we work, the more our competition look invisible. My money good, mama, they wanna make me a criminal, yeah. Y'all keep on asking, I'm like, what I need permission for? Can't cut me out, I need that, I'm kicking down the door. I'm plugged wherever I got blood ties around the globe. They wanna see me on my knees, but I can't never go. You fooled me time and time again. I was temporary, yeah. The tables turn now, I know I'm by the way. It's outside my time, you know it, you know it. Oh, you know the time would come, oh, yes you did. You know. Oh, nobody ever gets away. If you will not return to the earth, then you will die. So we see and have changes every day, so pray, work, be steadfast, and be not dismayed. Because of the Jew is held together by his religion, the white race is by the assumption and the unwritten law of superiority, the Mongolian by the precious tie of blood, likewise the black man must unite in one grand racial hierarchy. Our union must know no crime, no nationality, but let us all hold together in every country and every crime, making a racial empire upon which the sun shall never set. That bitch up, right?
Yeah, truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. The truth can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Can't be told, it gotta be realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't free, it ain't realized. Freedom ain't, it ain't legalized. Realize, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Freedom ain't free, it ain't legalized. Real eyes, realize. Realize.
That wasn't Martin Luther King. I believe that was the Honorable Elijah Muhammad.
Yeah, slavery was a long time ago. How? Same motherfuckers still here right now. Colonized on our own land, they ahead of us. Changed our name so much, they scared of us. Children of the feeling, y'all don't compare to us. Pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Talking about America, pale-faced people, this ain't y'all area. Even up the playing field, bitch, I'm darn. How you a victim, bitch, you a Karen. Cognitive dissonance, you don't need sparing. You got white privilege, so you don't need sparing. Looking at my homeland, man, I can't believe her. Colonized came here, they ain't never leave her. Indians ain't die off cause we here. You ain't gotta lie, just say you won't be here. How you American but not indigenous? 400 years still ain't get rid of us. All Europeans, naturalized citizens, made all the Indians niggas on the census. 1492, we was on the fences. Civil rights movement, we was so defensive. Black Wall Street, whites got so offended. Common law rights, gave us amendments. Thank God don't speak truth, that's alright. First slave 1619 was all white. 1200 wasn't no continent, all white. European, that's a black woman, alright. Grafted, it come from us, do your research. Go within, quit listening to the teacher. And the new kid got voice coming out the speaker. Cut our trees down and made us weaker. Really they foreigner, the shit gets deeper. Whites don't know where whites come from either. I'm Aboriginal, we come from the ether. Ruling over us in our land, that's evil. Being colonized like they're black people. Prisoner of war, that's why it ain't equal. Wake up everybody, don't be no sheep. Freedom ain't free, really freedom is illegal. And we can't get mad at this. Whites act like we can't see their advantages. Privilege is real, they working in management. Low down dirty, but they calling us savage. They want you to think they above us. All white people are part-time judges. I ain't no racist, but I ain't no sucker. I ain't no African, but they my brothers. Then lied to, I got built up anger. You built everything, still waiting on the savior. Don't call yourself black, please do me that favor. Black tourmaline will protect you from a hater. Listening to your oppressors is dangerous. Gave us a Bible and stole our nation. Said we couldn't read, but we didn't know the language. Kept us on paper because we didn't see the danger. American Indian, keep the religion. Skin copper color, look just like a penny. Want it all land and you call that stingy. Ain't no Democrats there together, pay attention. We got ancestors, but the papers is missing. Kings and queens, you can't remember. Remember who you are, just like Simba. Now they got a vax, we don't want that in us. George Washington is the life president, look it up. United States, only 10 square blocks, look it up. White people really the minorities, look it up. Courtrooms don't got authorities, look it up. You want me, say stop governing me. Gave me a straw man, it's really not me. Why you don't keep it 100 with me? Why Trayvon Killer still walk around free? Made this song for the truth, don't hate it. History was told in reverse, I stated. Please till oppressed, somebody gotta say it. I'm taking out of school, that's the reason I made it. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. History, it's his story. That ain't my story. History, it's his story. It's his story. Probably ain't your story. History, it's his story. It's his story.
Yo, 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 yo. That's for the Jammy Jam introduction, man. Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Peace and blessings to your brother Aboriginal Power, man. You already know it's another Wake and Bake show, man. I got a nice fire bill lined up for you guys. So y'all let me know how y'all feeling, man. Hey, I just want to touch in with y'all before I jump straight into the audio that I have prepared for you guys. I just want to touch in with y'all. How y'all feeling, man? How y'all feeling about us in America getting on code and we coming together? How is it looking from your visuals, from your observation? It's definitely looking better than last year, just based off of the conversation alone. So I think it's going to be dope. I think it's going to be a dope ass situation that we coming together with. Don't forget to support the channel with the dollar challenge. Let me shout out to a brother that already supported the channel. They come in and support it. Shout out to the brother. Shout out to Kevin Gilbert. Shout out to Kevin Gilbert for the Cash App donation. We appreciate all the support. Make sure y'all support the channel, man. It's 100 people in here. Support the channel. Hit the like button, share the live stream, hit the subscribe button. Hey, Chick Homily Rule says, I'm glad you loving it. I'm loving it too. I'm loving the energy that our brothers and sisters is giving one another and getting on one accord, no matter the ideology, no matter the differences of classification or descriptive terms that which we all agree to identify on, whether they separate, different, or differentiate. Excuse me. But like I said, it's all beautiful. We coming together. It's all love. It's all peace and blessings. And it's time to work, man. We're trying to lock the doors, man. Make sure all the windows locked, all the doors locked. We're not allowing nobody else in. It's just family in here. So since it's just family in here, I should be able to talk to family. If I could talk to family, drop some fire emojis in the chat if I could talk to the family. You know what I mean? Drop some fire emojis if I could talk to the family. Shout out to Chick Homily Roots for the Cash App donation as well. And shout out to the other brother want to stay anonymous. Said keep doing your thing. Salute to BAP. I'm not going to shout you out. You want to stay anonymous. Shout out to you, brother. I appreciate all the support. Once again, we are. So we got the fire emoji. So yeah, the family said I could talk to him. So let me light my wood up this morning. All right, this is the Wake and Bake show. Hey, I'm not like everybody else. I'm not here to fake the funk. I'm gonna keep it 1,000 with you. I'm about to light my wood up, and we're gonna get into the conversation with my family. All right. Okay. Like I said, I think it's beautiful. We coming together. Shout out to my FBA, my Aboriginal brothers and sisters who've been here since day one. Shout out to the FBA brothers and sisters that's coming along and getting on code with us, or we getting on code with them. However it is, vice versa. I think it all works in unity, and I think it's going to be beautiful. I think we need to start mobilizing ourselves now. It's time to start mobilizing who we are. It's time to start taking ownership and stamping our culture across all 50 states. And we got 116 people here. I expect to have 300 people in here by the end of the live. We can reach all 50 states. We can start mobilizing. We have strong, impactful people in almost all the states that I have been in contact with. I think it's time to start setting up chapters. I think it's time to start having these conversations on one accord. We all have the same conversation or stimulation for the same conversation on a certain day, and we all meet up at whatever location you in, designated location you in your area. You have a designated spot. It's time to start mobilizing who we are as Aboriginal people, as FBA. We need to make our presence known. They are blatantly disrespecting us in the open, and there's no large body of politic that speaks on behalf of us. So now it's the time. So I'm probably gonna do an open panel today as well. So I'm probably gonna do an open panel. So y'all be prepared for that. I want to kind of get straight into some of the info. Kind of want to get straight into some of the info. I got some audio lined up for y'all. But before I get into that, let me take the time out to shout out the brothers that took the time and sisters that took the time out to shout out. They come rock with me. Ooh, backwood hit me. Shout out to my brother Gabby. Shout out to Gabby J, Smoke Signal, Bright Mode, Tom Jones. It's not unusual to be loved by anyone. Tom Jones in the motherfucking building. Shout out to Uzi. I'm done. CK, Bronze Flat Power, It. Baba Rashan Live TV. Shout out to Baba Rashan, man. For those that ain't subscribed to Baba Rashan Live TV, I love to check his live streams out, especially on Sundays. It's like gospel to me, coming with the fire topics. If you ain't subscribed to Baba Rashan TV Live, make sure y'all go subscribe. I'm gonna put that name right there in the chat for y'all. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the Elder, man. The Elder holds it down for the community. New Orleans native. Shout out to him. Empress Me in the building. Smoke Signal. Lamar Mackel, Mound City Mellow. What up? Rosie Michelle. Turtle Island. Chuck. Contrell. Boss Player. Mia. Truth Over Everything, aka Dot. Chuck. What up, Chuck? MT Soul. Soldier. Soldier Wire. Eastside 1415. What's up with it? Maurice Miller. My sister Chick Hominy Roots. Willie Lilly in the building. Sean Yasharel. It's Dario. It's Dario in the building. J Rock, Reginald Jones, Darrell Tate. I'm not gonna be able to shout out everybody, but shout out everybody that's coming in. Peace and blessings to everybody. I did want to get to the first couple names that I did see. But yeah, peace and blessings to everybody, man. Like I said, we gotta get on board, man. We cannot allow these foreign blacks to speak on behalf of us. No foreigner should be speaking on behalf of the situation, condition, or the deliberately depriving of Black Americans if you're not a Black American. You cannot speak on our situation if you're not in our situation. You can't tell us how to move if you're not walking in our shoes. Point blank, period. And a lot of these foreigners are like we've been seeing it over the course of since the beginning. I've been highlighting it for the last 2 years, but within the last 3 weeks, we all collectively been indulging in on the hatred and vitriol that these foreigners show towards us. Okay, we really got to stick together, man. You know, we all we got. If we looking for allies still, who gonna help us? You've been looking too long. You know, if you ain't found it yet, it's not there. And I'm gonna be real with you, it's not there. This is our land, our rules. But yet they done indoctrinate us so much that the mass majority of so-called Black Americans don't believe that this is their land. They believe that they was drug over here and forced to work and forced to build no, your people been here. See, that's the trickery. If you don't feel like you from this land, you're not gonna care about the land. That means the land is gonna be up for grabs. You don't care. You can have it. You can have America according to the indoctrinated Negro mind. Shout out to y'all guys because you understand how important it is to stand on your shit. It's your shit. I don't know how many know y'all know that America is your shit. I mean, a lot of people ain't got shit to take ownership of. You got some shit to take ownership of. America is yours, you guys. This is a Negro continent. We are the aboriginal. We are the foundational people of this continent. Long before any colonizers began to come here, we was already thriving and building here in peaceful and harmony. We had conflicts and chaos. But it would have emerged with the process of building and growing out of this. You rarely see growth or building out of the chaos since colonizers came here. You don't see growth. Oh, shout out to everybody in the chat, man. 160. Let's get into the audio that I have lined up for you guys. Drop those fire emojis. Drop those fire emojis. Let's get into it.
Indonesian oligarchy, which at this time are melanated.
All right, let me run that back. Just a few seconds. Let's get it.
Gazing, right?
Yeah.
So that's one of them, the Ramium of Galicia. Then it was the Ramium of Aragon. We was against the Ramium of Navarre, the Ramium of Navarre, Aragon, Castile, Galicia, and there's one more that I forget. So these are all individual kingdoms that really didn't exist and would not have existed if not for the Moors allowing a section of them to buy back their noble titles. Mm-hmm. And that's the only reason why they were able to establish somewhat identity. So at the time, España, that's the other one, España.
Now this is from a Sir the Duke of Tours. I want y'all to be able to eat the meat and spit out the bones. You know, I don't agree with the term of us calling us Moor, but I understand the classification and that our people was called several different things throughout history. So some people just attach to whatever term that they feel comfortable with. So when he say Moor or Moor, the Moors, he's talking about Aboriginal Americans. He's talking strictly about the foundational Americans, the Negro, the Aborigine, the Indian, however term you want to call it. That's what he's talking about. So let's keep it going, you guys.
España and all of these kingdoms were all derivative of the only Christian kingdom that we allowed to exist in so-called Western Asia, i.e. Europa, after a certain time. That kingdom was called Astara or Astaria. And they had a king that fought, and we Moors, we respect valor. So we respected that the Astarian was actually able to put up, and we let them keep their little kingdom. It was one little kingdom left, and we let them keep that.
Yeah.
And so those Astarians basically were stuck there, but they maintained their thing. And unlike us, once we went and reconsolidated how the empire was going to go, then we start trying to now take each other's pieces of our empire. And that allowed the Astarians, who are the i.e. the Romans, i.e. the Christians, to slowly expand territory.
So listen, I'm gonna stop that bill because I want to get into that on a later note, but I kind of want to get into another bill as well because I had two of them lined up. I wasn't familiar which one I was wanting to go through first. Let's get into some of this audio that we got lined up. This is the my brother Antonson, this one going on Sonetta Studios to display how Negroes have been in America and that they are not African in fact. So let's get to some of that information right now.
African Americans that's listening to this station or that's listening to right now, but I guarantee you, if you go back and ask your family members, they all tell you got Indian in you. Now you don't know what the Indian look like.
So let me ask you a question, brother. Another question. Didn't you yourself, because I was listening to one of the throwbacks of my brother Garfield, and I heard you on there, you said you took the DNA test, brother, and you said that you were 70% West African, and there was no native on that. How can you explain that?
All right, okay, well, let's go back into that. All right, I took the 23andMe back in, I believe, 2011, around that time, sometime around there. It said I was West African and Sub-Saharan African, and then it said I was like 30% European somewhere down the line, right?
Right.
So now understand this, right? They was taking Negroes from the Americas back to Africa. Now you have to understand this first of all. I'm actually a nutritionist by trade.
Mm-hmm.
So I took 3 biologies, chemistries, and all that, right? Now understand this. There is no DNA test that tells you ethnicity or race. It's only going to tell you genetic similarities that you have to other human beings that's on this planet. Now, what they doing is because they know you are African American, you're putting that down, and they automatically putting that you're in West Africa because that's where they told you from. They told you from West Africa.
Okay,
bro. Bro, I'm telling you.
Right.
You can go. Listen. Listen. I'm not a geneticist. You're not a geneticist.
Right.
These other guys not geneticists, but you can go and listen to geneticists themselves tell you. DNA does not tell you race or ethnicity.
But you know, right, my brother? You do know that all DNA don't come from white people. You got African brothers that do DNA testing, brother. And I want to ask you, did your DNA test that came back from 23andMe, because mine came.
These niggas be so hooked and caught up on DNA. Like he said, DNA does not show an ethnicity, and it does not associate you with a landmass. DNA cannot tell you what landmass you come from. It can tell you genetic similarities that's on a landmass that you have similarities with.
Your DNA test for the people. Let us see it. Because you.
He want to see the DNA test. That's some wild shit.
And this is on my father's side.
You see what I'm saying? Drop them fire emojis if the audio is cool. I want to make sure the audio is cool. Drop those fire emojis.
Was I believe you can ask most black people, they never heard nothing about no damn Africa until Roots was put in their mind. Now you gotta understand this. They was enslaving the aborigines of this land from Massachusetts all the way down the coastline. Now they was shipping all of these people around. Now most people talk about South Carolina, like Juneteenth and all that. But do you know in 1769, 2/3 of all slaves that was supposedly in South Carolina were what you call Indians? What you think they classify them as?
Where can they find that information?
Let me ask you a question, brother. If your test would have came back and said you were 30% Native American, would you accept it?
There's no such thing as Native American. There's no such thing as Native American.
Would you accept it then if it came back saying that?
Hell no, because there is no DNA. Let me tell you something. There's mounds
so
in
why
Georgia.
Did you take the DNA if you say
because I took it. Listen to me.
He took it in 2011. He took it in 2011, and you asking him why he took it and why he challenging the narrative in 2019 or 2020? Are you crazy?
Okay, this is from a book called The Lost Golden Book.
He went up.
Go ahead, you there?
Let's go.
And this is from Central America. Around Nigeria and begin to populate areas of Africa.
The book that he's reading is called The Lost Golden Books of the Mayas.
As polar shift about 10,000 years ago. 7,000 to 8,000 years ago, Negroes from Central America migrated into the area around Nigeria and begin to populate areas of Africa. And this is from Central America.
Which is ironic, the same place that they say the Olmec come from.
The Olmecs ain't never come from Africa because you can't find no Olmec's head over there. And ain't nobody gonna bring those big ass Olmec heads on no dick and they bury them in Mexico or Central America. They was made from the material in Central America. No Olmecs ever came. You can't find no Olmec head in Africa. Why? So why would you say that because they look like what you would consider African. So you assume that they came from there.
Let me ask you a question. Where were where were the so-called Indians at the time of slavery? At the time of the Africans being enslaved, where were the Indians? The so-called
Indians were the Indians were the slaves. What was the first? What was the
No,
first?
listen to me, brother. Listen to me good. I said, where were the so-called Indians at the time of African slavery, at the time of the Africans being transported on the transatlantic slave trade? Are you saying that those were the Indians on the transatlantic slave trade and they was not the Africans, brother?
Brother, listen to me. Listen to me. And listen to me good. Listen to me and listen to me good. Okay? When they first came to Massachusetts, they enslaved the Pequots. They were sending the Pequots back and forth to Barbados and other parts of what you call the Caribbean. Okay? Now, let me show you a picture of what the Pequots look like. Okay, just bear with me real quick. Let me show you a picture. Now this is in, just give me a second. Can you see this picture, Shanetta?
Yes, I see it.
That's the Pequots. Them the people who they enslaved in the 1600s. Okay, when they came to Massachusetts. Now, not to mention the 1619 story in which we get, which was a vessel that came from the Caribbean. More than likely, it came from what we call Santa Dominga, because these people are Hispanic.
Hold on, brother. The Pequots. What are the Pequots?
The Pequots are part of the Wapanaki and the Nassagari and the Mohegan. Well, they're all different. They're all different tribes, right? But look, this is these are the Pequots right here. And this is only half of the picture. This ain't even the whole picture. Let me see if I can find another one. Hold up. Let me see. Hold up. Let me show you the other picture. Give me 1 second. All right, look. You see this? Do you see what you're looking at?
Yeah, powerful, brother. Okay. This is powerful right here, man.
Okay, so if these are Pequots, now you can read that. They tell you that they enslaved the Pequots when they got here. Now, if you look at all of the Massachusetts tribes, they're either black, white, or mulatto. Now, we know there no Europeans here, and there wasn't supposed to be no black people here because you're saying that they came from Africa. So who's the original Indian? Who did these Indians mix with to look like this? Unless they was already here. Now I'm gonna read something else to you. Now check this out. Let's go a little further than it. You know what a nigga is, right? Let's go to this.
What they say a nigga is, yeah.
This the Oxford English Dictionary. Okay? Shout out to Tasha Chi and Lex Will.
You about to read the definition of what a nigger is or what a nigga is. You about to read it. Listen.
For bringing this to the community. Okay? Now look, let's go down real quick. It's going to tell you Africans, but let's go down real quick, right? Now I say, look, number 3, it say a dark-skinned person of any origin, right? It say in early U.S. usually in reference to American Indians. Okay, now this is the term nigger. When have you heard Indians being called niggers?
I never did.
Okay, so why would the Oxford Dictionary tell you in early U.S. use, usually in reference to American Indians? You know why they was calling them Negroes? Because of this picture I just showed you, my brother. Because of the picture I just showed you. Let me see something.
Oh man, MBK, Garfield, Alvin Roscoe are gonna have a tough time disputing this, man.
Listen, let me show you something. No. All right, let's go further. Let's go further with this. All right, so you see this image right here? This is what the Dutch took back to New Amsterdam, right? Now, they found this in Florida. Now check this out. You see what you're looking at? What would you consider this to be right here, Sonetta? Do you see the image?
Yeah, I'm looking at it.
All right, so what would you consider that to be? A Negro, right? Now check this out. Let's go a little further, right? Let's hold up. Let me go back. Let me
Right.
get out of here.
Right.
Hold up. Let me get out of there, and let's go back right here. Now look, this is the up close shot of him. You see what he look like?
Yeah.
Now let's find out where let's find out where they found him at.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is another picture. This is in Dutch. This is the Dutch, and this is actually they got him on what they call that a display, or I can't think of the name what they use, but this is in Amsterdam. Okay, now look, now let's read what they say where they got him from. All right, now hold up. Now it's going to tell you. You go down, it got like this is half the picture right here. Now when you go down, give me a second, bear with me. All right, now right here, let's start right here. So this is God's name. It say created for the expansion since 1723. So they found these pictures in 1723, right? It say in the Nascent Treasure Museum that really most originally of all possible means of presentation, the sculpture of a Moor, the young powerful man in dark brown lacquer pearwood is associated. No, it's the associated border on the tray of tortoise shells present casual a smooth Colombian emerald level. He said it's not a resident of Africa, but an Indian. Although the facial features and skin colors are of Black African, but the body tattoos and enological exactly represents have him as well as a native of Florida. Florida, rather. Okay? A native of Florida. Now let's go a little further into this. Since people don't believe shit stinks. Look, let's go right here. All right, so this is the House Representative document 179. It say the large population of the large Negro population on the coast of South Carolina is quite different than here described. The mayor of Beaufort says that the town is remarkable, quiet, and good order. It said for 20 years past, not a single individual has been killed or seriously injured in any disturbance within the corporate line. It says, see the handbook of South Carolina. That is the statement of the mayor of Beaufort. And Beaufort is perhaps the blackest spot in the whole South. That is to say that the Negro population predominates more there than anywhere, right? Now it's saying there is a peculiar historical fact connected with that town that I would like to mention to the commission. That is the place where the federal troops first set Negroes free. Now look, it was done on those islands in the neighborhood of Beaufort, right? It say, and there are now the predominant race of this mayor refers to them as a quiet community. A most peculiar thing is this quarter fridge, I guess that's how you pronounce it, in his book on the human race asserts the fact that Africans lived in these islands long before the discovery of America by Christopher Columbus. He is a high authority to say that the Yamasee Indians were Negroes. Okay?
So he's proving you that document that Negroes being all throughout America. Let's keep it going. Shout out to my brother Thompson is one. I'm sorry I ain't able to screen share right now. Hopefully on the next couple live streams we'll be able to screen share. But he is quoting the sources out, so you can go do your due diligence and look for those references.
What if he's right on the knowledge and the information, right? But I don't think he's right when he say he is these people. He's not these people. Because you got to prove that. You there, brother?
Yeah, I'm back. You said,
all right, go ahead, brother. Go in, see if you.
We're going to see if we can get it in.
All right, so let's go look. All right, so look. This is an article right here called "Lose Your Cousins." Okay, now this is by Walter Neves. Walter Neves is, let's read a little bit. It said, well-preserved skulls, which are to be found in the Zoology Museum of the University of Copenhagen, were personally examined by bioarchaeologist Walter Neves.
Hey, hit that like button, man. I want y'all to hit that like button. He about to get into the oldest human bones found in America, along with 80 other skeletal remains, to prove that these skeletal remains are in fact Negro, right? They are Negro. They are not African. They are not nothing else. He said they resemble Northwest Pacific Islanders, Africans, or Australians. So he just telling you that these are Negro. All the people he just named.
Okay, now this is by Walter Neves. Walter Neves is, let's read a little bit. It's saying well-preserved skulls, which are to be found in the Zoology Museum of the University of Copenhagen, were personally examined by bioarchaeologist Walter Neves. Okay, so if any of the Army Rock Squad call me, please be an archaeologist to debunk this guy. Do not come to me with shit that you just got your personal feelings in, right? So it say, from the Bioscience Institute of the University of San Paulo.
I just want to make sure y'all getting those sources. The Bio Institute. I'm gonna repeat that so y'all can get those sources and write those down and go research it. I mean, see what you come up to the same conclusion.
Do not come to me with shit that you just got your personal feelings in, right? So it say, from the Bioscience Institute of the University of San Paulo, whatever. It's saying, and the classified with the help of a computer model as belonging to Paleo Indians with traits similar to those of Lusier. It's saying who age is roughly 11,000 years, broad noses and eye sockets, and saying face joints. All right, so let's go down. Let's go down a little bit. So right here, it says the set of bones from skeletons from Brazilian prehistoric made up of 42 men and 39 women with an age estimate or dated between 7,500 and 11,000 years ago, challenges the most accepted theory about the first inhabitants of the New World. The skulls from the regions of Mina indicate the original discoverers of America had like Lusier features that recall those of present-day Aborigines of Australia or blacks of Africa. Now hold up. Let's go to another source just in case you don't believe that. Okay, this is a book called Slavery in the Kituwat Nation. Slavery in the Cherokee Nation, the Kituwat Society, right? And this is page 22 at the bottom, right? It said there is every possibility that the relationship between Africans and Native Americans stretched much further back than most historians are willing to acknowledge. Though it is a highly controversial topic. Why is it a highly controversial topic? It seemed possible that the first contact between Africans and Indians did not occur in the 16th century, as commonly assumed. This possibility has been underscored by the discovery in Brazil of Negroid skulls dating back 11,500 years ago. Lusier, as she been called, could transform the.
Hey, this actual rendition codex that you see on the screen is a National Archive codex of Quetzalcoatl snatching up Asian or Aztec invader.
Thinking about people of the Americas.
So it's showing you who was running the land at 1000 AD in America, central, north, the southern parts of North America.
Could no longer say that the first colonizers of America came north from Asia as previous model has proposed, says Dr. Walter Neves. So who was the first Americans? What did they look like? Negroids. Now look, we can even go further now. Let's go into something else right here. Let's go down something else. Give me a second. All right, so let's go right here. It's saying there are also other indications of pre-Columbian contact with Africans in a variety of settings in America. The megalithic heads carved by ancient Olmec bears distinctly African facial features, similarities between African pyramids and reed boats. It's saying and their counterparts in the Americas and I can't get that word out right now. Linguistic similarities between Northern Africa and Native American cultures all offer evidence to support the idea of ancient contacts. Upon observing the Olmec sculptures in Mexico in 1869, Dr. Jose Milger reported as a work of art. It is, without exaggeration, a magnificent sculpture. But what astonishing to me was the Egyptian type represented. It said, I reflect that there had undoubtedly been Negroes in this country. William Bartram, an early botanist who spent time amongst the Southeast Indians, also noted great pyramids and chronicle mounds of earth. All right, said Cuba Yard, James Adore, an early trader among the Creek and Cherokee, described state houses and temples. It's saying following the Jerusalem copy in a surprising manner and having a strong imitation of Solomon Temple. Note up. Dr. Lear Weiner has proposed that African traders, now he's saying this is speculation. He's saying African traders from Guinea founded a colony near Mexico City, from which they exerted a cultural and commerce influence extending north to Canada, to south to Peru. He also suggests that indigenous cultures, including the Maya, Aztec, and the Inca civilization, were strongly influenced through the first contact of African civilization. Historians and scientists from August.
So what's the point is he's proven that all over America, whether the anthropology, the ethnology, the actual documentations or records that we call transcripts, codexes, or steles is all describing the people here of Negro. Even early foreigners who wrote in their logs and described the inhabitants here also described them as Negro. So we just proven that America is a Negro continent. All right, that's what we're proving, that America is a Negro continent.
Call Indian.
Yeah, we taught them. They learned from us,
brother.
They learned from us, bro.
He fucking signed that up. That ain't got nothing to say.
I mean,
yeah, but I'm saying we done with this. We done with the computer. We taking the calls now. We could probably do a part 2.
So what do you want me to do? So how do you tell us how to do it? Because I don't.
No, listen.
No, I want to take the questions.
I'm saying we done.
You want to call your cell phone, or we gonna be like?
We done on the computer work. Call the cell phone now. Call the cell phone, and we're gonna open up for question and answers.
What?
Some type of superiority complex.
So the rest of this bill pretty much just gets into people calling in. A lot of them was like, damn, they never heard this information. Powerful. But y'all can go check this build out on Sarnetta channel. Right? It's on the Sarnetta channel. I will post that to be in my community post. But like I said, I want to get to some more of the conversation that I was playing earlier. So let's get back to that.
To slow into a new business called the Charleston, Cincinnati, Chicago Railroad Company. If you anybody talking about that recent.
Hold on, let's run that back. I want y'all to pay attention. We're about to get into early American business and corporations to how we influence the world and how they try to cover it up. We had a great empire here. We was doing commerce around the world. Now listen.
Any of the Pope's agencies.
Mhm.
So this is where state municipalities and all of this come into play. This is when they start coming up into being, and they start referring to them as counties. See?
Right.
Because the counties were under the jurisdiction of the count. The count was either the son or the next in line to the viscount. And the viscount and the count was usually the cousin to the king. And the accumulated wealth of these counts' territory was then broken up into little territories called counties.
That's right.
You understand?
Right.
And so anybody lost beyond themselves for 7 years, you see what I'm saying, would then become property of the count or the county, which then mean they would go beyond the thing. So that's how they did it. So the Cestui Trust of 1666 was the culmination of an earlier document called the Dum Diverses of.
You hear what I said? The Dooms Diverses, to get you to classify to become a fake entity, right? That's the 1666 Sexecute Act, right? That was ushered in through the colonists, that was by way of fucking up the people by way of Europe. That's how they was able to colonize these people successfully without doing it physically through the 1666 Act.
1451, which was the Cestui Trust of 1666, was the culmination of an earlier document called the Dum Diverses of 1451, which was the actual declaration of war by the fake newly reorganized Roman states against the rest of the world.
Dooms Diverses, that's DUMDIVERSAS, that's Doom Diverses, put together by the Vatican, right? Which goes into the Manifest Destiny, there's a couple other, the Popol Vuh, all this other shit. This is the act of conquest, the law of conquest, active. You see what I'm saying? One of the oldest acts to be used. You see what I'm saying? This is how they was able to come over here and destroy us. They wasn't physically. They did it. They did it by paper. They did it by social. This is what gets into what we call the first Cold War without bombs, fighting, and you see what I'm saying? That's the same thing that was going on then, doing the Dooms Diverses. I just want to make sure that's clear. If y'all can still hear me in the chat, man, drop those fire emojis in the chat. Let's keep this thing going. Share the live stream. Let's try to get at least 300, 400 people in here. Let's get 400 people in here. Let's get 400 in here. The only way we're going to do that, unless all 300 of y'all go make one post on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, Instagram, whatever, Facebook. Just make one post. You feel me? At me on, tag me in it, whatever, and I'll share that shit. Let's get it, man. Appreciate everybody in the building, man. If y'all, hey, stand up, man. All the Aborigines, man, the American Aborigines, the FBA brothers and sisters, man. Stand up. Drop those fire emojis in the chat, man. If y'all feeling the bill, man, we're going to keep it going. I am going to drop the link so we have an open panel discussion.
Moorishly dominated.
Mm-hmm.
And then by about 17 something, they then merged the Cestui Trust with the Pesor Trust, and then they established a business called the Virginia Tobacco Company. That Virginia Tobacco Company, which again is part of the Pesor Trust, that was annexed to the Cestui Trust, then had to get reconsolidated when the Moors indigenous wives was a having, being a part of that on the subject side.
Yeah.
So they reconsolidated that whole base to separate who would be under the trust and who would be managed by the trust. The place where this would be worked on would be called the Virginia Tobacco Company, right? But now they reconsolidated it. The Cestui Trust, the Pesor Trust, the Virginia Tobacco Company, we all reconsolidate that now into a major county that can take control of all of the other counties that are paying tribute into this trust based upon them being taken 7 years beyond themselves and not being in their proper person. That county became known as the District of Columbia. That District of Columbia County then gets rolled over again. So that way, between 1812 and 1871, they reconsolidate all of that again now by putting the Pesor Trust, the Sestui Trust, the Virginia Tobacco Company, the District of Columbia, right? Now all of this is redistributed as the United States government, right? Then between that period and 1933, they go through another receivership. Because remember, none of this is real. All of this is based on somebody foreign coming in saying this is how it should happen. But they've consolidated enough subjects that they could turn into commoners, you see, and then put them under what they call common law, which is a British form of law that comes from the House of Commons. But above the House of Commons is what? The House of Lords. See? Right. So you still are dealing in a foreign system that has nothing to do with the original one that your people set up for you to deal with. Because these guys convinced you to go into their fake trust, become your beneficiary, and now they're killing you before you can go back to being the true beneficiary. And they got to go back to being a trustee. So they go through the reorganization again and then reorganize this whole thing again by 1933 and then bundle it up by 1938 into a new business called the Charleston, Cincinnati, Chicago Railroad Company. If you anybody talking about that recently or this side of it recently, it's coming from me. We consolidated everything else back into another business called the Charleston, Cincinnati, Chicago Railroad Company. That is the real name of the United States because that is what consisted of the original Pesor Trust established way back before there was a Virginia company. Then it got consolidated in the Pesor Trust established a business called the Virginia Tobacco Company, which was the United States version of the British East India Company. Yeah. Right? Then they consolidated that, reconsolidated that again under a new county called the District of Columbia. Then they created a government for that county and then basically tried to establish zip codes to get people to establish counties under it that would not be under its direct jurisdiction if they did not accept that. So once they accepted that, they all ceased being Americans and all became U.S. citizens, i.e. property, beneficiary, lead subjects, chattel, 14th Amendment citizens, all to this foreign trust. That they reconsolidated again under a railroad company. They had to get out of Morris Science America Temple, I believe, the one in Ohio, the one that this morning, Child's Bay. That was purchased by Rockefeller in them. And then right after that, he used that as land pat to then go establish his jurisdiction for the railroad. But remember, all of these people that we've seen as the Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the Mellons, the this, the that, one, they all black. Two, there's a black side of the family, the white side of the family. Rockefellers, the Carnegies, the Mellons, the this, the that. One, they all black. Two, there's a black side of the family, the white side of the family. They're only showing you the white side because that's the side they want you to believe is in control. And they do the bidding for these niggas, i.e. savage, hairy white men to come in and destroy our community so that way they can come in and take them over. They've been doing that, using white people as proxy decoys. So while you focusing on this white man that's out here killing you, he's being funded by the black man that look like him.
And you know what, bro? My cousin, saying back when we were, near Montreal in Quebec.
He just said all these old companies, Rockefellers, the Carnegies, J.P. Morgan and Chase, all these companies was black people. This is the black nobility.
The Red Shields, who we call the Rothschilds.
This is what they call the Black Pope. This is all the shit, the people who they quote unquote say running the world right now.
Brought to his uncle, who was the King of England. And the King of England then sent him under the protection of a Moor named Bayshore. And that Bayshore Moor changed his name to Paysor. Paysor is a name that means paymaster in the Old English. So he sent them to the land that George and them had owned over here, or was leasing over here from the original nations that was here.
Which was the Virginia area, the Maryland, Virginia.
Like the Tusalagi, or the Lenape, or the Sagamores, or who they call the Delaware, the Nanticoke, the Narragansett. These are all Moors. These are all black people. These are all Muslims.
Yeah, yeah.
You heard he say Moors, blacks. He mean Aborigines. Just know when he say Moors, he mean Aborigines.
Because the word Muslim is an Indian word, is an Algonquin word. And the Algonquins existed way before they talking about the fake Muhammad that came 200 years after the real Muhammad. Peace be upon him.
Yeah.
So these Paysors, we as Moors are connected to that trust because in 1751, the same king said any Moors that dwelt in his kingdom could be translators, brokers, anything that they wanted. They would not be taxed. They would not be levied. They would not be none of that because the king was always in league, because the King George of England was the Sultan of the European, of the Sultan. According to the Sultan, George was the Sultan of Rome. I got a quote from him when he was trying to send George Doctor. This was the George that was married to Charlotte when they was trying to poison him. He sent his doctors to him, and when he gave him the salutation, he referred to him as the Sultan of Rome and Palestine. This is the King of England. You understand? Yeah. So this then means then that the English Empire was a part of the Moorish Empire, which explains why so many Moors was people in the British Empire at the time. This explains why we all got English names now.
Mm-hmm.
Think about that. When you read the Sundry Free Moors Act of 17, whatever that was, and you read the Moors that speak it in that they got to be under the Sharifin law because they not Negro, black, colored. Now, one of them niggas got an Islamic name, but they all pledge allegiance and fealty to the Sultan. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because under the Sharifin law, we all sultans. We all nobles. We all from the original blood. You dig what I'm saying? Whereas in Europe, Europa, Western Asia, you could only be one king. You could only be one earl. You could only be one this. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it was because of niggas like Prince Hall, these self-hating born European, first generation born American with European parents that wanted to go back into the European nobility, but they could not do it because they were forbidden because they're liege subjects of the king. You see? Mm-hmm. Excuse me, subjects to the king. We were subjects of the king. See what I'm saying? Which means that we didn't have to, we really wasn't subjects at all.
I guess.
So these guys, Prince Hall and them, couldn't get no charter from England to set up their lodge or whatever they wanted to do because they technically was peons.
Yep, that's why they gave them the small black Zionist church and AME churches and you know what I mean, brothers like, you know what I'm saying, Prince Allen, Richard Allen and Prince Hall and all these brothers.
You see? Mm-hmm. So they went to the other people on their status level to get a charter and they couldn't do it. So what does the story say? The story says they went to the G7 Lodge in England to get the charter to establish the African Lodge for African Lodge 459, right? Mm-hmm. That's what they say. But think about it. There was no England in the 1700s. Over there.
Yep.
That place was called Albion. So what England are they talking about? Talking about New England, Boston, and all of that.
Which is like you mentioned earlier and as well, Brutium.
Yes. Mm-hmm. And so they went to these people, they got their little joint, and he told them, no, I can't give you no charter because y'all niggas is not nobles. You under the king. So then they said, well, what else could we do? So instead, he went to the Irish, who were also melanated at this time. There's no white Irishmen. These are all melanated people, but they're Irish for speed.
Hey, drop them fire emojis in the chat if y'all can hear me loud and clear. I just want to make sure y'all can hear me loud and clear. Drop those fire emojis. Appreciate the 350 in the chat. Appreciate that. Run them likes up. Don't forget to support the channel. Don't forget to support the channel, you guys. Got another. I'm gonna let this thing keep going. I'm gonna drop the link in the chat here shortly, so be looking out for that link. Drop those fire emojis.
Ariel be as well, Brutium.
Yes. And so they went to these people, they got their little joint, and he told them, no, I can't give you no charter because y'all niggas is not nobles. You under the king. So then they said, well, what else could we do? So instead, he went to the Irish, who were also melanated at this time. There's no white Irishmen. These are all melanated people, but they're Irish, which means that they under the jurisdiction of Britain, you see, and George.
Yeah.
And they're fighting alongside of him reluctantly, just so that way they can keep what little fiefdom in their county and their kingdom from being overly taxed. So Prince Hall and them go to these niggas and say, look, we need a charter to do such and such and such. Then the Irish dudes is like, yeah, but we're a part of the military. You see? So you would be receiving your charter and all of that, but technically it would be a military commendation. It would be a pseudo military charter. You understand?
Yeah.
And these sycophant niggas was like, what?
Just like if any refugees come now, motherfuckers traveling aboard the countries now, if you're top government or top rank in the decision making, you're gonna have some type of armed guard or military force there with you in case. It happens still to this day. It's been happening, and it's been happening in historical time.
Oh, great. That's what we want. And then that's how they got consecrated. So they got consecrated through an Irish military wing, which then means then that the Prince Hall thing was a military extension of the auxiliary Irish Freemasonry troop that was only that to keep Ireland as free as possible.
I got you, bro.
And it was founded by niggas that wanted to be foreign anyway and thought that way of law and life was better than the original people that was already here that George and them was paying tribute to maintain the hundreds, which is the colonies. Okay? And then finally, this dude, Prince Hall, and them set it up. And then they decide that they're going to work with the British government to detract and get rid of the Societas Republicae Americanos Estados, the original government that was already here that we call the original American states. And so they fostered that whole Boston Tea Party bullshit in response to the Stamp Act. So they told people that they was up there throwing the tea off the thing to protest the tax. But to get on the boat, the white boys had to put on blackface to look like the people who own the boats they was throwing the tea off. Why would these people be dressing up like Indians if the boat that they getting on is allegedly owned by Europeans? Because the Indians was the ones that was holding the boat, that was controlling it, because the Indian just mean Indios, or i.e. those Moors that were connected to the British East India Company. And so they go on the ship while they throwing the tea off. That's the diversion. What they really trying to do is go into the bowels of the ship to get the charter, the original military charter that they were sending back to George to stop them from having it, to steal the charter. And this is how the white boys got recognized by Prince Hall. Because they both was at the bottom. So they said, let's work together and you guys do the ritual, dress up like my people, get on the boat and get it. And then once you do that, we'll validate your lodge.
I got you.
This was really going on.
Yeah.
So these niggas, these Prince Hall niggas that eventually grew on to, these Prince Hall niggas eventually joined up with the Royal Ethiopian Regiment to fight against the Americans. Us. Mm-hmm. These same Boule dudes, these same Prince Hall dudes, eventually Ethiopian Regiment to fight against the Americans. On to these Prince Hall niggas eventually joined up with the Royal Ethiopian Regiment to fight against the Americans. Us. These same Boule dudes, these same Prince Hall dudes eventually established the first AME Zionist churches, which are all Freemasonic churches. They're run by Freemasons, which means they're devil worshippers. And through these AME Zionist churches, they created a law that said that any blacks that was making money could only make their money and hold their money through the church. This is when they started making up laws to restrict niggas to make it where the only way you could be free technically was going into this foreign system. And Prince Hall of these niggas was the ones that's fostering that. And then from Prince Hall, he was the only resurrect ritual people, and he was working to spend money to bring you over here. Who paid for the abolitionists? To bring white people over and get them to disinherit the original Moors, original natives from their lands, and then put the white people on there to rent the land from them, and then they could hold it all in trust and pay their little portion back to the king. You understand? These niggas been all day trying to get us to get away from our original customs to follow these Europeans. And so from the Prince Hall, we get the AME Zionist Church, we get the whole Christian black movement shit. They start turning their backs on anybody that's not Christian, same ones that set up the HSBCU. So go from the Prince Hall to the AME Zion Church shit to the low-key Freemason shit. Now we're establishing Greek fraternities. You see? Why would you establish a Greek fraternity when there was no Greece? Greece didn't exist. Greece come from the word Grekos, and the Grekos were the slow, dim-witted people that couldn't accept the real knowledge of the cosmos, so we gave it to them in mythological, allegorical story forms. And this is the basis that these niggas created a whole society off of. You understand? So to us, it was Peloponnesia. To us, it was the Minoans. To us, it was the Etruscans. To us, it was the Macedonians, the Corinthians, the Dorians, the whoever, the Mycenaeans, right? No, to these niggas, we lump all of that to me in Greek. See? Fake. Indeed. So these same Greek, black, fake.
Hey, man, I'm going to stop the video right here. Oh, I'm going to do the open panel, man. The link is in the chat, man. The link is in the chat. I'm going to give y'all 2 minutes to hit the link. I'm going to drop the call-in number as well.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? Eat $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's true with God and Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English plotted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to something. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the Message to the black man. You wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. You stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular.
Peace, 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 peace. We back. We got a few brothers in the back. I want to get a couple of the call-in numbers coming in first before I let the panel open. So y'all just sit right there, and I'll be right there with y'all brothers. I'll let all y'all on. Shout out to y'all that's popping in. The call-in number is in the chat, you guys. Make sure y'all hit that call-in number. Let's get some call-in. Let's get some call-in. Well, shit, let me let a couple of these brothers know. We got Tayshawn. What's going on? Case Tayshawn. We got King Cass. And we got Alabama. What's going on, y'all?
What's good, AP?
Peace,
What's up?
peace.
Peace to the chat. That last brother you had playing just now, man, that was a powerful shit he was dropping. He was saying some shit I never heard before, so that was
Oh,
dope,
yeah.
man.
He go into some shit. We'll do a part 2 to that. He get into a lot more.
Yeah, that Charleston, Cincinnati, whatever he was saying about that, I've never heard that before. So that was pretty dope. Being that I'm from South Carolina, from the 843, and to hear something about Charleston, I'm like, yeah, that's dope. That's dope.
Do your research, you know what I mean? Go see if you get to the same conclusion he did. You feel me?
Right. Yeah, that was dope. Man.
Shout out to everybody in the chat, man. Shout out to Daryl Tate. Absolutely, brother. Absolutely. I did drop the call-in numbers on the screen. The call-in number is on the screen. Y'all call in. Y'all call in. Hit the
Brother
call in.
AP.
What's going on, Alabama? Peace and blessings, brother.
It's your world. I'm just a squirrel. I'm an old turtle. I'm crawling back into my shell. I just wanted to drop one quick piece of knowledge for hopefully the ones that didn't see what was being stated. The Pacers, the railroads, and how we got all of this paper genocide from the Rockefellers to J.P. Morgan to whatever you want to call it. That was the robber barons. We're 100 years removed. Now, 9 years of the decade of the roaring 20s, the stock market allegedly crashed in October of 1929. It ain't going to take 9 years for it to happen this time. It may not take 9 months. But for some of the young bloods, if I just want you to, I'm not here to tell or challenge, I just want to consider. All of the railroad tracks across this land are still controlled by this one, quote unquote, mythological elite family called the Pacers. If you do your research, you can get to the bottom of that, you'll find that they contracted every one of what is considered the so-called 1% of the 1%. I'm talking the Vanderbilts, the original Rockefellers,
car companies.
J.P. Morgan. Sorry, brother.
So they control all the vehicle and car companies as well.
They leased. You know how you heard of this nation of the 99-year lease? Most people don't realize that's how business is conducted for these airports, these ports, where ships come in, where planes land. These business contracts are leases. And I'll leave with this final fact, my good brother, for you and all the panel. The Federal Reserve was created in 1913. It has already expired its 100-year existence. In 2013, under the Barack Hussein Obama administration, research that note, the Federal Reserve note that was released in 2013, and the transition between that and Steve Mnuchin's signature on 2017. When you saw those Benjamins with the gold, the gold rendition of the Liberty Bell.
Yep.
And the 100, the 50, the 20, the 10 would be put in gold leaf. That was the transition and the breaking down of this original financial criminal enterprise. So I just wanted to drop that for people's consideration, so maybe we can get to the bottom of the truth. Thank you, AP, for the time.
And peace and blessings, bro. I appreciate you for coming through, Alabama, all the time, bro. King Cash, what's up, man? What you got going on?
What's good? What's good, bro?
drop by the way. Make sure y'all go do your research and look that up. See,
I'm tapping in. I'm tapping in. I heard you talking about the railroads or whatever. So you saying the cats, like J.P. Morgan and the guys that built the railroads and whatnot, they contributed to paper genocide amongst so-called black aboriginals. Now, I know they've done a lot of stuff on paperwork. They've rewritten a lot of stuff for presidents and different things. If y'all go in and y'all tap in on what is that show? The Men Who Built America. Y'all go look at that show, The Men Who Built America on Discovery Channel. They actually let out a lot of stuff about what J.P. Morgan and all them did. But you're saying that they contributed to the paper genocide of so-called aboriginals as well. That's the question for the panel.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah, through several different foreign acts that our people was committed that actually agreed upon. Like I said, the whole uh Sesquiu Trust Act, which you automatically fall up under once you became a United States citizen. You see what I'm saying? Uh, a lot of people was forced to give up their tribal rule. You see what I'm saying? And this is when you get into the dooms versus manifest destiny. You see what I'm saying? All this was done under the great purpose. So yeah, absolutely, bro. What's
Hey, y'all
going
can hear
on, bro?
me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right, it's a bit. Now, I was hearing, bro, build on that Sister K trust account shit, bro. I've been hearing a lot about that shit for probably about 2 months now, bro.
Yeah,
That being,
we brought it to the table last year, almost a year ago, with Uncle Ryan March when he came through to break down the 1666
yeah,
execute act.
and
AP,
that's a French word that's a European term that applies
Well,
to
the
a person
reason
who's
a lot of the early terms that you use in legal stance or identified, classified, is used in French because these was the early invaders who set up his
yeah, but
corporation.
you know,
These were early
but you know the
corporate.
Sister K trust is not too far from the Social Security account.
Well, that's what it was set up for. It was strictly to deal with the classification and making you artificial entity on paper and on record, which you signing it. That's your birth certificate. You feel me? They did it by way of birth certificate. That's why you
Yeah,
have
but
a short form, long form. You
hey, you
see?
wanna know what's so crazy too, bro? It all got to do with how you sign your name too. Like you sign your name in all caps, you'll put like Mike, colon, Parks, semicolon, and your last name or some shit like that, some weird shit like that. But that's basically like your beneficiary signature. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of folk been got them. I don't know how true it is, bro, but a lot of folk been got them purchasing shit with they information, bro. Like land and cars and shit.
Yeah, I'll be hearing about shit like that too. But yeah,
goddamn IRS be at your damn door.
you can't liquidate somebody else's trust if they already done took ownership of it. So like
See the
that's
thing is, it ain't yours though. It ain't your
nah.
account. You just the
Uh,
beneficiary of the account.
Hey, AP,
uh,
have you ever seen that documentary, The Men Who Built America on Discovery Channel?
all right.
Have you seen it?
How I saying what now?
If y'all haven't,
Let me mute
go
you up,
watch
bro.
The Men Who Built America on Discovery Channel. Talk about the Rockefellers, Vanderbilt, the J.P. Morgan, everybody, and it's showing how scandalous they were on there. So y'all get a chance, man. I forgot how many
Hey,
hours
that
it is
was
long.
scandalous, man. Like I said, you got lot of these people was a lot of these people that they mentioned is mulatto. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these early investors of the United States of America at the time was melanated people. You go look at all the political seating at that particular time, especially getting into around the 1911. When you look at the 1911, the United States infrastructure was dominantly owned by the American people. A lot of secret American people that had their hands on a lot of other shit and other investments that ended up growing. A lot of these people was wiped out all within a year. I'm talking about almost 175 prominent, rich, quote unquote, would be equivalent to billionaires now in America wiped out in one particular trip. You see what I'm saying? So we're gonna get into that too. The Titanic trip, where a lot of these people was wiped out. Uh, who did the inspection of the Titanic? Who was the lead inspectors of ships at that particular time? With
Yeah, yeah. I
Hey,
heard they sabotaged the Titanic. I heard
boy,
they
y'all gonna have
wasn't
to
no
build on
rocky
that.
shape.
Yeah, I've been waiting for that bill,
guess
AP, that Titanic bill. I've been waiting on
Yeah,
that.
I've been
I'm
waiting
gonna
on
give
that
y'all.
Titanic.
Guess who was the ship inspector? J.P. Morgan's company was the ship inspectors of the Titanic.
I heard
Ironically,
that.
after the Titanic, guess who became the largest, richest people of New York infrastructure at the time?
Right. Sheesh. All right.
So you mean to tell me all them folks on that boat wasn't who we thought it was?
Nah,
I
You
mean, you
as a
know,
matter of fact,
it was a luxury
they give
ship.
you the huh?
It was a luxury ship, so you know you're gonna have rich motherfuckers on there anyway. So I mean, I can see that.
The movie won't show you one Negro on the whole movie.
Well,
Right.
they showed you the nigga. They showed you the niggas working in
I'm talking about not one.
the kitchen.
They'll show you a broke castaway white motherfucker before a nigga on there. They won't even let a nigga serve a plate on that movie.
Exactly.
I thought they did show niggas serving on the ship.
Nah,
I
that
thought
was
they
in
were
your
playing.
mind. That was in your cotton picking mind. You thought
Nah,
that, nigga.
Sir,
They
look,
did for a
we
brief
know
little
they had
second. I
niggas
ain't
on
gonna
there
lie.
serving on
We
the
didn't
ship.
know DiCaprio was down in the bottom, and right before he got locked up, they show you a bunch of niggas that was in like a room with bars on it, and
Right.
they had on white suits and shit.
Oh
Yeah,
Well,
damn, he
yeah, them
was
niggas was
right.
the porters. Them niggas was porters.
Bruh, stop, bro. The rich motherfuckers that was on that ship was niggas, bro. Like, stop.
Show me the nigga that they got the
Oh my God.
manifesto of people that was selling on the ship. Show me
Why you
one nigga.
here, bro? Why is you
Show me
here?
one nigga that was a rich motherfucker on that show.
Bro, why is you here?
I'm asking you a question, sir. If this is scholarship, show me the manifesto. Remember, they had paperwork of a lot of people that was on the ship, names
We
and
talking about the
everything. Show them
Titanic?
to me. Yeah,
Man, I don't give no fuck about no Titanic, nigga.
I'm talking to Tayshawn though. He's saying it
Oh,
was
my
niggas on the
bad,
ship.
bro.
What
He
happened? Say
said
that again?
you said it was niggas on the ship. You would have to show the manifesto, the traveling manifesto, because they got the manifesto of everybody that signed up to get on the ship, receipts and all of what nigga was on the ship, especially back at that time.
Okay, I'm gonna find it. And if these people last name ain't Wiskowski and Stopka and shit like that, then that mean they ain't crackers then. Okay.
If they name Williams,
Okay.
it'll be a goddamn
You
white
understand that?
cracker.
Gonna punch the cheese. Gonna punch the goddamn cheese it's at the side of that nigga gun, boy.
Y'all funny as hell, nigga.
Like,
Yeah, I ain't
damn,
gonna
You
man.
know,
lie. I
this
ain't never
is
looked
during the
into the
time of Jim
Titanic
Crow, bro.
myself. So you know, any information motherfucker bring about the Titanic gonna be new to me. Other than like the little snippets I done seen, like, you know, about it was really bombed and, you know, the reasons, but shit, that shit can be a psyops, you feel me?
That's real.
Right. All the niggas that died in there, all them niggas was porters on that goddamn ship.
Oh man. Yeah, that's what's up, King Cash. You got the ship manifest, bro? Have you seen them?
We're gonna pull it up. We'll get that shit manifesto out, bro.
I'm asking, have you seen it?
I'm gonna pull it up. I'm gonna find them.
Are you ever gonna screen share anything, bro? Anything ever? Ever, King Cash? Ever?
I'm gonna see if I can find it real quick.
Well, if I'd have known that, I mean, I just thought it was a fucking
Hold on.
hug. She had like stretched out
And don't show the
fingers.
last name Jones or anything like that, saying it's a
It
nigga
was all
name.
tangled up.
That's a cracker name.
You said the last name Jones?
Thing that
Jones
wasn't
and
like,
Williams
I'm
and
gonna set
nigga
it,
names
and
Jones and
then
Williams and
next
Smith
visit
and
we're
shit.
gonna drop
Wait,
price.
so you said people with the last name Jones and Williams is on this ship?
We were doing
No,
something.
I'm saying them cracker names too.
No, they're not.
They
Jones and
are
Williams is
cracker
not
names.
cracker names, bro.
I don't know.
Goddamn
Man,
Scott's and English fucking names.
Man, I ain't even gonna lie, nigga. To
Ah,
see,
Okay.
man,
hey, look, hey,
you got.
I
Check
gotta
this
say,
out, bro.
hold on. Let me just say that I'll be quick, bro. Nigga, even a white motherfucker would be astonished
Look, so
if they read a resume with the last name
I
Williams or
remember
Jones and a white
on I've
motherfucker showed up. They
hey,
ass would
somebody
be
got
shocked.
feedback. I can't hear you, Truth. Somebody got feedback.
That's fam over there with the seatbelt on. You got
Man,
mute up his mic. You got to mute up your mic, bro. You got a lot of
you talking
feedback.
about me?
Yeah, they couldn't hear me.
Yeah, I think that's you, bro.
Nah, it's good. I'm gonna be quick too, bro. You can grab the mic. I just want to say that real shit. If a white motherfucker was reading a resume with the name Williams or Jones, and a white motherfucker showed up for the interview, that white person would be fucking shocked and astonished to see a
Bro,
white
Jones and
motherfucker
Williams
popped
is
up with
one of
that.
them common names. They still got them names.
And
Them
I
names
rarely see
exist.
it, bro.
The names
King
exist.
Cash,
I mean, shit.
Cash.
Shakespeare's
Bro,
first name was Williams. I mean, how is
bro.
that hard, bro?
When
And
these people
Shakespeare is
came
clearly a
here,
white man.
when these crackers finally came here, they did not.
Damn, what happened to Tayshawn?
They did not
Yeah,
have
he
no name.
muted out. I hear him now.
Shit, I got a phone call. I think it knocked me off.
Hey, y'all. Hey, I want to know so crazy when you look at these names. A lot of the names they'll tell you it come from Europe, but majority of the use of the names is here in the Americas, bro.
Shit,
Yeah,
I know
that's a
niggas'
fact.
last name Morgan, and we know.
Yeah, the ancestors ain't want to hear that shit.
On fall them grave.
My boy said, "Yeah, we know more."
Hey, look, hey, I dropped the link. Lucky husband, not coincidence. All you paying boo boos, hit the link, man.
And
Stop
let's
being.
be clear. My bad, bro.
Nah, you gotta go ahead.
Now I would say, let's be clear. We not saying it ain't no white motherfuckers with the last name Williams or Jones. That's not the statement at all. But when it do turn out to be that, people is usually shocked if they see the last name first before they see the actual person with the last name and shit. So I know there's some white people out there with the name, but it's not as common as it is amongst black folk. Well, so-called black folks. So when you see those names, you instantly think of one of us. That's all I'm saying.
You talking about
Hey, can
English
y'all
last
hear
name?
me?
Well, no, I'm just talking about Jones and Williams. You know, like, yeah, there is some white people with that last name, but it's mostly us. So, you know, it do be a shock when you see one of them pop up with that name because you're not used to seeing that and shit. That's all.
Is that
Hey,
true?
can y'all hear me? I had got a phone call. Can y'all hear me now?
Is that the brother Truth?
Yeah.
Yeah, that is me.
We can
Oh,
hear
what's
you,
up,
bro.
man? How you doing?
All right, bet.
What's good? Who is that?
It's Black.
Oh, what's up, Black? How you doing, brother?
Man,
Oh,
you know,
boy.
it's chilling.
Hey, Buffalo, you gotta keep your mic muted, bro. You got a bad feedback on your shit, big brother.
You still coming with your evolution, bro?
Man, I actually did some research, and it's actually even worse for you guys. You don't want to know what
Oh,
it
boy.
is?
Are you sure?
Yeah, I checked how bad the consensus was. Man, it's bad.
Consensus.
97% of the world's scientists agree on evolution.
So,
Hey,
have you
97.
done your
I'm gonna
research, or
I'm
you
gonna
just
holler
going
at
off
y'all
what?
boy, bro.
All right,
All
bro.
right,
All right, now have you went into actually where are they saying this evolution is coming from and did the research on that, bro?
You see,
Cause
the
I cause
thing
I
is,
could I could I could go peer review for peer review with you on this information, bro.
no, but see what the thing is, that puts you in the 3% category.
I
Oh,
I don't I
boy.
don't care about what percentage. All I care about is the facts of the evidence, bro. You feel me? So I don't you know, a lot of this shit is what we had motherfuckers make us believe what it is, but when you start digging into the evidence, the shit is not lined up.
No,
So
what I'm saying is 97% of scientists.
right.
So that means
Okay.
it's not even up for debate at this point.
All right.
97%
So
is like
what
a
chromosome
fact.
is this? So what chromosome is this mutation this shit is supposed to happen on, bro? Do
Oh,
you know?
no, what I'm saying is that 97%, it's not up for
All right.
debate.
All right, but this is what I'm saying though. The 97% has a theory behind why evolution, why they believe in evolution and where evolution took place at on the DNA and genetic structure. So do you know what chromosome that happened on?
No, see, you're missing the point. What I'm saying
How
is
you missing the
you
point too, bro?
you have
You're
to. So
blindly
what you're
this the
saying? No,
all
what
right,
you're
my
saying
bad, you got
basic.
it, bro.
What you're saying basically is that you know more than 97% of the world's scientists. Is that what you're saying?
No, that's not what I'm saying, bro.
When
What
it
I'm
comes to
saying,
evolution,
no, what I'm saying is this right here. I never ever believe anybody and follow anything blindly without doing the evidence and the research myself.
But
So this is the thing. Because I know you don't know, so I'm going to school you and educate you, and I hope that you go look into this yourself,
I
right?
did look into what I'm saying.
No,
What
no,
you're
because
you're
you don't
missing
know the
is if
science
you know
behind.
more. You're
Bro,
saying you
you
know more
gotta
than
let me finish,
97%
bro.
of the scientists.
You
That's
gotta
what you're
let me
saying.
finish, bro. I'm going off what 97% of the scientists that you say is 97%, which I don't believe. I think that's just a thrown out number because I
No,
can
look it
pull up.
up. It's
Hold
the Pew
on, bro.
Research.
Damn,
That's the
bro.
source. Pew Research.
You can't cut in every time you hear something you don't like, bro. We never gonna get nowhere if we keep
No,
cutting
I
each other
agree.
out.
Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
So look, I can show nothing but scientists that disagree with this, right? This is not what truth's saying. This is what scientists is saying. So I'm going to educate you on something because I keep asking you simple, basic questions and you don't know the answer. So that making me believe you're blindly following some shit without doing your own research and also seeing what is the narrative against it. All right. So it happened on the chromosome, the number 2 chromosome 2. This is where they're saying it happened at, right? At a damaged part of the cell is where they saying the fusion happened at. The biggest problem with it is that actual genetic structure, the telemetrics, they don't read right to left. They actually read left to right. 2, you cannot produce any evidence showing this fusion ever taking place. Not on the 2 or the 2A or the 2B. So the chromo fusion has yet to, the evidence for that have yet to be produced. So that's why it's still a theory. They have yet to see it being duplicated anywhere else across any species. We talking about from reptiles to amphibians to mammals, etc., bro. Plant species as well. No species have yet to produce any evidence of this type of fusion connected between 2 different distinct species and forming together and merging something else. So like I say, bro, if you really believe that, I would love to debate you on that, or I would love to go peer review for peer review with you on that to show you what the scientist is really saying about this. And even amongst that 97% that you speaking of, it's hella disagreements about how the theory and the narrative is it amongst them alone. So
Well, no, what
even
I was
they
saying
don't even
was
all agree with each other, bro.
what I was saying was that 97% of the scientists agree on evolution. That
That don't mean
evolution
nothing.
is the fact.
All right, bro.
So
All right,
the only way,
I'm finna
wait,
show you
so
how we do this, bro.
I just speak. Let me get in real quick.
You
So
got it, bro. I'll wait.
basically, what you're saying is you are part of that 3% that disagree with evolution. 3%, only 3% of world scientists disagree. So that's basically what you're saying is you know more than 97% of the world's scientists. So what you should do is gather all your information, present your evidence, and collect your Nobel Prize because you'll be the most famous person on the planet. Because whatever you're saying, 97%, that's not even close. It's not even, it's like not even, I can understand if like 50 to 45 or, something like that, or 60-40, 97%. It's not even, that's like almost a foregone conclusion at that point. So you're in that 3% category. You have to demonstrate how you are correct, and 97% of the world's scientists are incorrect.
Okay, you finished, bro?
97%.
He got you, bro.
You
Got
got
you,
to
No,
bro.
he
mute,
don't,
bro.
bro. I just been waiting on him. I just been waiting on him to get done because I didn't want to cut him off, right? So, once again, there are factual evidence being brought up, and it's being shunned and pushed to the side because it goes against the narrative on all fields. Whether it be
Yeah,
this,
proof of that.
well, hold on, bro, because we let you get it. You can't cut me off. So I'm gonna show you how we do this, right? All right, the ICR, Institute for Creation Research. New research debunks human chromosome fusion. Humans and great apes different in chromosome numbers. Humans having 46 while apes having 48. The difference is claimed to be due to end-to-end fusion of 2 small ape-like chromosomes in a human ape ancestor that joined in the distant past and formed human chromosome 2. This idea was first proposed by researchers who noticed that humans and chimps share similar chromosomal standing patterns when observed under the microscope. However, humans and chimps also have regions of their chromosome that do not share common standing patterns. Supposed proof of the alleged fusion came in 1991 when researchers discovered a fusion-like DNA sequence about 800 bases in the length of human chromosome 22. However, it was unexpectedly small in size and extremely degenerate. More importantly, this new fusion-like sequence wasn't what researchers were expecting to find since it contained a signature never seen before. All known fusions in living animals are associated with a sequence called satellite DNA that fuses in one of the two following scenarios: satellite DNA to satellite DNA, or satellite DNA to telomere DNA. Telomeres are the regions at the end of chromosome that contain thousands of repeats of DNA sequence TTAGG. The alleged fusion sequence contained a different signature, a telomere to telomere fusion, and if real, would be the first document case ever seen in nature. In 2002, 614,000 bases of DNA surrounding the fusion site were fully sequenced, revealing that the alleged fusion sequence was in the middle of the gene originally classified as a pseudogene because there was not yet any known function for it. The research also showed the genes surrounding the fusion site at the 614,000 base window did not exist on chip chromosome 2A or 2B. So the fusion that's supposed to happen that made modern humans do not exist in chimps, even though they say it's supposed to. Let's keep going. In the genetic,
He's gonna read the whole book. Are you serious?
I mean, bro, you telling me how you think and what you think. I'm telling you what is out there amongst the peer review of the scientific world. We're not going to keep it. Oh, all right, look, bro. This the thing right here, bro. Hold on, this the thing right here, my nigga. I'm gonna just put it like this. You kept talking about what the scientific field is saying.
97%.
You're telling me what you believe.
No, I'm telling you what the scientists are saying.
So I'm telling you what the facts of the matter is, and the reason why this shit is still called a theory. Because the narrative keep changing and the theory keep changing every 5 to 10 years. Because whatever the narrative is study having evidence every time they sequence this DNA that debunks it. Now, they would not throw the theory away. They just keep changing the narrative to try to make it seem like it's a fact. But every time they change this narrative, new evidence of DNA sequence has debunked it. So the theory of evolution that had over 100 fucking narratives. So if the shit was a fact, the narrative would have never changed over 100 times. And the reason why is because every time they think they pinpoint it, the evidence says otherwise. That's why I know you're not even equipped to have this conversation with me, because you don't even study this shit. You just go off what Wikipedia tells you, bro.
You read a whole book.
You read a whole book. No, I didn't read a whole book. I read a peer-reviewed article on the first page.
Can I say something? Okay, so that's the way science works.
Bring me a source. I don't want to hear what you
speak
think.
on your research, bro. Stop saying what scientists say.
He just gave a whole speech.
You mean what the white man said? That's what he said.
No, I gave him what the scientist is saying. Is because he keeps saying scientists saying this. So I brought up what the scientist said. Bring up what your scientist is saying.
So you just read what?
No, I read one page. I didn't read no book.
You read what scientists say. You didn't create.
We don't give a fuck about what scientists say, bro. Where your research at?
He ain't got none.
Oh, you're a scientist?
You keep talking about this percentage shit, bro. That shit weak as hell, bro. You gotta do your own research, not say what another motherfucker saying. Scientists saying that bro, listen. Scientists saying that the motherfucking vaccine is effective. So we don't give a fuck about what
scientists said that.
Your research.
What do you mean? He took that shit. He took that shit too.
A bunch of
that shit.
Why y'all yelling at the same time? Why y'all yelling at the same time?
Man, look, all I'm saying is this right here, bro.
You can't
I got tired of talking about what me and you think we know. So now it's time to show and prove. I went source. Now it's time for you to bring a source, bro. I don't want to hear what you think. I want you to bring a source, bro.
I want
It's
to
time
ask
to
him
source
this.
up or shut up. No
Yeah, a source and
disrespect.
not no percentage shit. A real
No,
source.
you feel me? Look, bro. No disrespect intended. I done got to a point where I got tired of going back and forth about what we think we know. So now it's time to either source up or let the shit go. If you're not prepared to go source for source, bro, you can't tell me what you think, because now I think you haven't even dug into the research and you're just going blindly off what the fuck you read on the tablecloth, and you don't even know what the wood of the table is, bro.
Are you a scientist?
I am taking a genetics class right now.
Where your research
what
at?
research
Okay,
have you done?
at the end of the day, bro, I'm bringing you information from actual scientists, bro. So can you bring me information from the actual scientists that made you believe evolution is real? That's all.
Well,
That's not hard, bro.
97% says. 97%
my
says.
G.
That shit weak.
And you're the
That's the
3%.
weakest shit I ever heard.
So we go to 6th grade and try to make jokes on how people talk.
I mean,
That's how you sound. 97% says, and you're the 3%. Like, come on, bro. Bring a source. The truth really just chopped your head off with that shit just now. And all he read was a paragraph.
I got over 60. I got 60 peer reviews from different scientists that actually believe evolution, and when they did the work themselves, the evidence said otherwise.
So why is it still 97% the consensus?
97. Because 97% of the masses is blindly following bullshit.
You have evidence for that?
Indoctrination. Do you know what indoctrination is?
My nigga, you think calling yourself black is cool, nigga? That's proof right there.
They're indoctrinated. Can you prove that?
Bro, they've been indoctrinated.
Do you know what indoctrinated is?
All level, bro. From science, from science to history to literature, bro. They've been indoctrinating us.
The way it works is you guys, whatever you guys don't like, that they're indoctrinating.
Do you know what indoctrinated is? Yes or no? What is indoctrination?
Who is this? Who are you?
Answer the question, bro. What is indoctrination?
I'm talking to 7 people. Like conversation, get any points across. It's just kind of like
you ain't ready,
around.
bro.
The point what I was trying to make before I got interrupted by 7 people
it's like this.
was that
We're gonna put it like this, bro. If you're not prepared to source up, just be quiet, bro.
Can I get a point?
If you're not prepared to source up, just be quiet and let us continue the conversation.
Can I get a point? So I thought we weren't black anymore. I thought we were copper. You guys can't even keep your narrative straight.
Hey, look, if you're not prepared to source up, let's move the conversation along.
The point is that none of you guys are scientists. I'm not a scientist. So if you claim that you know more than 90, why do you keep on interrupting me, man?
Because, bro, you keep making that blanket statement like I didn't bring up what scientists
I let you read a whole book, and I let you.
I gave you a page from a scientist, bro.
It sounded real scientific.
It was from a scientist.
If you know more than 97% of the scientists, demonstrate it. You just reading demonstrate it.
Actually, you're talking to
because that's a bold claim. Demonstrated. Because 97% of the world's scientists.
So was my source not from a scientist, bro? That's what you're saying?
And I don't agree.
3%.
I said, was my 3%. Source not from a scientist?
It could be one of the 3% that disagree with evolution. That is
all right, well, nigga, state your source then. State your source, bro. Like, come on, man.
I got a question for the dude. How does being an evolutionist help Pan-Africanism?
It doesn't have one thing to do with anything. It's just fact.
It's not
because it made Africans first. They was the first monkeys on this planet.
Exactly. You see, you don't understand evolution. When
it said that you came from an ape-like ancestor, bro. You agreeing to being a fucking monkey. So when a white person calls you a monkey, say thank you.
Are you a Homo sapien? Are you a Homo sapien?
So when a white person call you a monkey, bro, you need to say thank you, nigga. I was first.
Can you answer a question? Are you a Homo sapien?
No.
What are you? I'm me.
Basically, the evolution theory says pale people came first. You believe pale people came first, my brother? Yes or no?
Who said pale people came first?
That's the evolution. That's the evolution.
Name the source. They came from pale. Name the source.
I can give you the source on that one right there too, bro. You want source?
Why do animals grow fur? Why would an animal grow fur?
No. You said pale people came first. Name the source that said that.
Nina Jablonski and Rick.
That's what the evolution is.
If you're a primate, and started off as a hominid, why did hominids have fur?
You guys are all talking at the same time. I said source. The name of the source that said pale people came first.
I'll wait. Like I said,
I just gave you the source, bro.
There's 7 people talking at once.
Everybody, I'm gonna give it to you. Up. One mic. Everybody mute up.
Oh, thank you. Can you name the source that says pale people came first?
Now listen, I don't know. I ain't been listening. I just came back to the conversation. I got
whoever said that, name the source. I'll write it down.
I tried to give it to you, but you keep over talking me.
You
okay,
gonna
I'm sorry. Go
up,
ahead.
I'm gonna ask you a question and see if you're gonna answer. Why did hominids have
Wait a
fur?
minute. You're supposed to name the source. Now you ask another question.
No. I'm not naming
with the source, not him.
Nigga, I'm not naming shit. I told you I just came back with the conversation. I'm answering the questions. I'm answering the questions right now.
So no source getting listed. You guys told me to source up.
Man,
I asked for the source and there's nothing.
I don't know about all that, dude. You talking to a new motherfucker right now. Get your shit together, homeboy.
Hey,
so now listen, I got a question.
We can all respect
all right,
each other.
I got a question for you. This Aboriginal Power who platform you on. So now I got a question. All right, you ready? All right. All right. So why do these hominids grow fur?
Evolution.
No.
Yeah, the environment.
No. Evolution only simply means change, right? So within the midst of this change, why did it change from them growing fur to not having fur? Okay.
Natural selection.
No, that's not. I'm done having this conversation with you.
Okay. So now you're gonna give me the source on who said pale people came first?
Nina Jablonski and Rick Kittles.
Wait.
And
Nina?
I got the video for that. Now they are saying
video?
that. I mean, it's them actually saying it, bro. It's Nina Jablonski and Rick Kittles. If you be quiet for 2 seconds, I'm finna give you the source and what they saying. It's Nina Jablonski, which is a top geneticist, and Rick Kittles, the one that started 23andMe. What they are saying is that when apes
TITLES?
Damn, dude, can you shut up?
Damn, dude, you don't know how to shut the fuck up, bro. And you starting to piss me off because I'm thinking I'm having a conversation with a fucking. No, I'm thinking I'm having a conversation with a fucking idiot trying to play smart now. So
I can say the same thing
so
about you.
Please let me get it the fuck out because I'm not telling you what I'm saying. I'm telling you what these scientists are saying. This ain't my words. This they words.
Well, how am I gonna write the source down?
Can you be quiet so I can finish? Now, when they say that the apes lost their fur, they was white people at first, and then they evolved dark skin over time to protect them from the sun. So now they are saying that when the apes lost their first, because if you shave an ape, they pigment of their skin is just like white people. They are saying that that was the original color of their pigment when they shed their fur, and over a period of time, they darkened up their skin. Then they went into Europe and lost that darkness, and then they came back and gained it again. This is what Nina Jablonski is saying, one of the top geneticists dealing with evolution, and Rick Kittles, the nigga that gave you 23andMe, and also some Arabic motherfucking scholar and shit too. I can't pronounce her fucking name because it's long as fuck. I don't speak that language. And it's a video of them walking it the fuck down. Yeah, peer reviews have written literature to the peer review and also video of the peer review of actual scientists. Not what I'm saying, this what they saying. Now tell me what scientist is telling you your shit.
And that shows you don't even know the evolutionary theory if you asking for a source about pale coming first when that is the epitome of the evolution theory.
So I'm just supposed to take everything you say for your word for it because what?
You take everything Google say, nigga, clearly.
When did I say that?
97% said. 97%.
Here's the comedian.
I gave you the source of my last shit, and you said it came from me, not an actual scientist.
Man, you guys are all talking. I'm the only person with the other review, but you guys keep
my first source was from
what sense does that make?
Not me.
What you guys got to hide? Why you guys scared of truth?
I mean, no, it's not true. My first source was from a scientist, and you said it was from me.
So
bullshit. You haven't
cut me off. I let you guys.
I mean, but the thing is, bro, you haven't showed one source, but you keep asking questions.
I can't even get one sentence in.
Source up. Source up.
Every time I talk.
All right, we gonna mute up. Bring us. If we mute up, would you bring us a source?
The source is overwhelming. Theory of
evolution. Bring one. We just asking you to bring one, bro. You want us to bring up sources, but you can't bring one.
Yo, if he'll bring a source after this, bro. Cut this conversation. Like, if he'll bring a source, bro, we a source out.
97%.
Evolution among public scientists. That's ncse.ngo. That's a source. You happy now? I gave you the source.
Can you
I
read
gave
the
you
source?
the source. So that's basically what you're doing. You're reading what people that you think are smart are saying, and then passing it off like you got.
Nigga, that's what you're doing, fool. 97%. Ain't that what you're doing right now? Are you
Look
serious?
at this retard.
Are we serious right now?
What's your highest grade
bro,
level that you
are
completed?
trying
I'm
to
just
charge
curious.
us with a you trying to charge us with a crime that you
No,
are
I'm talking to my
committing on
man with the
your own,
Confederate
bro.
flag. What's the highest grade level you completed? Because you
Bro,
like to make
what the
jokes.
fuck does high school have to do with it? Because there's a
shit
lot of
don't got
motherfuckers
nothing
with
to do with
12
high
degrees
school.
that's
That's
dumb as
nice
fuck
up.
like you.
Yo, bro, this nigga a sheep,
fuck?
bro. Y'all got a sheep on
Nah,
this.
he's an African immigrant. That's what it is. He's an African immigrant, and he's doing his fucking job right now. So he ain't doing nothing wrong.
When I come to the country, when I come to the United States.
Actually, he doing the right thing. He doing
he
his
an
fucking-
African immigrant.
He's a
Okay,
fucking
it makes
African immigrant,
sense.
so he's doing his job.
Makes sense.
See, you guys
He doing
make up
his
your own
job.
facts. That's how it works. You're making up
Yeah,
your own
right,
facts.
right on. Yep.
You claim I'm African immigrant just by how?
Because you are.
Based on what?
Because
Based
you
on
told us this before, fool. This ain't
I'm
the
not
first
an
time you've been
immigrant.
up here, bro.
I'm not an
Where you
immigrant.
come from? Where your people from?
No, you
Where
said
you
I'm
from,
an
black?
immigrant. You said
Where
I'm
you
an
from,
immigrant.
black?
Where your
Where you
people from, bro?
California.
Answer the question.
I'm from
Where your people
California.
from originally? Nah, say what you said last
Where
time.
your
Where do
people
your
from,
people
bro?
come from?
Are you guys? Can you calm down now? You
Exactly.
relax now. So
Exactly.
me being born in California, how am I an immigrant?
Where your
do your
parents from,
people
bro?
come from?
That doesn't make me an immigrant.
You're
Where the fuck is your people from? See what I'm saying?
No,
You're
you said
anchor
that you said I'm a black
Bro,
immigrant,
where
but
your
I'm born in
people?
California.
All right, cool. Answer the question now.
You guys already know. You guys already know.
So you African.
I don't
Yeah.
know. I don't know.
Okay, then you're not
Where
native.
your people from?
No, but you said I'm an immigrant. I was born in the United States.
Where your
So
people
that was
from,
incorrect.
bro?
So that kind
Your
of
people
shows
don't-
you guys make up your own facts.
If your
That kinda-
people don't
that kinda
originate
shows.
from the Americas, you're an immigrant, bro. I don't give a
Technically,
fuck how
you
long
are.
you've been here. You're an
You are
immigrant.
an immigrant then.
You're
You
fucking
guys
immigrant.
haven't
Don't
produced
originate
any
in America,
scientific
you're an
evidence
you're an
that
immigrant.
You're an
that
immigrant.
black people are native to the Americas either.
Bruh, come on,
What
man.
happened?
Don't even do that. Don't even do that, bro.
What
I'm
you-
new
what
to
you
this
do is
channel, bro.
You do pseudoscience. You say, "Oh, this person looked black." No, we need scientific evidence, which I've
Oh
seen
boy.
none. And
Share
then you
my
say,
screen when I get.
then you say that
Hold
that
up.
that Black Americans left America to go to Africa. That's not even true. What Africans are cooperating that? No Africans. That did
Salute.
not
Salute.
This shit.
Salute.
What's
Is it
going on,
me?
like beast mode?
What's the
Nah, this
capital of
smoke.
Liberia?
This.
My bad.
Hold on, bro. Let me,
It's Monrovia.
Let me see. Hold up.
Named after who?
It's named after President Monroe.
A white man.
Okay.
Okay, who said that didn't happen? You said that massive amounts of black
And where did those and where did those people come
8,000
from?
years ago?
In Liberia.
And they only make up 1% of the population.
Let's see.
I'm asking you a question. You. That's what I'm saying. Instead of you answering questions, you like to deflect shit, bro. Stop deflecting. Answer
I'm
questions.
talking to
and
6
then go
people at
on,
one
bro.
time.
Stop
You try
deflecting
that.
shit, bro. Stop doing that.
Well, number one, you're not my boss. You don't tell me what to do. Number two, 6 people are asking me 6 different things at one time.
And you
know
ain't
what I'm saying?
answering shit.
That's
ain't
your
no boss in
opinion.
America.
But you said
Did
that
you
a
know
bunch of-
that even Darwin knew that it was a problem with his evolutionary theory that is still faced today?
Darwin died 200 years ago. You think they're
Yeah,
they're
but
doing
Darwin
the
is the
same
one that came
information
up
for
with the
200 years
theory
ago?
that everybody is following today off evolution, and he knew the biggest problem of proving that theory, and that's one of the biggest problems that still plague the evolutionary theory from being to being an evolutionary fact. It's still a theory.
Mm-hmm.
And it's the biggest, and that same problem is the main reason why
any person with critical thinking skills knows that 97% of anybody agreeing on anything, especially scientists,
that's not true,
bro. 98% of 98% of the people doing the Salem witch trial believed it was okay to burn people based off falsely accusing someone of being a witch.
That's
was
what I'm
that shit
saying.
right?
Was that shit right, bro? If you have
was that right, bro? Was that right? Was that right?
If you have the
97% of the country thought it was okay to hang a black person in America.
You just pull that number. That's just something you
no,
pulled up.
bro,
That's
because this was the mass consensus of what was going on at the time, bro.
You said 97%. You just made that up. That's what I'm saying. You guys make
all
up
right,
your
bro.
own facts.
Majority of the people thought it was You're right. 92% of the people.
No, but see, this is the thing, Truth. Now
Like, no, ain't no, bro. We playing statistics.
Well, because you're saying that you know more than 97% of the scientists.
No,
so
nigga, I'm just showing you what other scientists have brought to the forefront. This is not what I think. This is what scientists is saying, bro. Stop making it my words.
Minority.
These ain't my words, bro. These are scientists'
you're the 3%
words.
minority. So you're saying that
still, bro.
You know something that 97% of the scientists don't know. So can you please demonstrate that?
Hey, how about this? 100% of doctors will tell you to take pills instead of changing your diet and eat raw fruits. How about that?
How about that? You didn't say 100%. You just made that up too. So that's what I'm saying. That's called.
So I got one for you right here. Black.
Can I say
Black, you
something
say
right
you grew
quick?
up in America, right?
Excuse me.
You grew up in America?
California.
All right, cool. So P Gang, right?
Hey,
As I was growing up, they told us that drinking milk was good for your bones. You ever heard that?
Exactly.
Yeah.
All right, so now scientists have
Listen.
proven that drinking milk actually motherfucking deplete the calcium in your bones and make your bones weaker.
That's how science works. You get new information and you're able to.
Okay, so once again, let me explain something to you, bro. What I'm telling you is not my word. These are scientists' words, not my words. So stop making them mine.
What are you missing here? What
you're saying? Nigga, what are you missing, nigga?
Absolutely, you're missing something because you're saying that 97% are wrong and you are correct. That's what you're saying, and you're not just demonstrating. You're just saying it.
Hey, dude, can I say something right quick? All right, I'm paralyzed from the neck down, right? Like, I take, like, medication, like, all day, pretty much every day. And, you know, like, once I started eating better and whatnot, you notice I went down from taking almost, like, 27 something pills a day all the way to, like, taking, like 3 to 5 pills a day just from eating healthy. I was like, fuck what the doctor's saying. I'm just gonna do me. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird. Like, I feel better. You know what I'm saying? Like, my lungs healthier. I'm still smoking weed. You know what I'm saying? And everything. And I don't mean to get off topic, but I had read the headline and it said prove that blacks had been here in America. I just found out, like, I'm from Franklin, Louisiana, and I just met my pops, and he's like Indian. And they told us that slavery started at 1619, but he have written proof that my family has been here, living in Louisiana, since before 1412. Black people.
Yeah, that's a lot of us.
I'm glad you're feeling better though, man. Serious.
Oh
yeah, I had got shot a while back.
But Black, did you hear what he said about how he was taking meds and he changed his diet and now he don't take meds like that?
I'm glad he's feeling better.
Yeah,
but 97% of the doctors say that medication is good for the body.
See, now you're making the point we're making. This is actually like I gave you a source where it says 97% of scientists agree on it.
Bro, medication is big business, bro. That's all it is. Because once they give you a pill, next thing you know, that pill could fuck you up, and they may have to give you another pill. You know what I'm saying? That pill may have to give you another pill, and it's just a continuous cycle.
And guess who make those pills? Scientists. Scientists make those pills.
Yeah, that's all it is.
Like, come on, bro. Come on, Black. Like, you can't be this slow, my nigga.
Scientists also designed this internet that we're on. So what is your point?
Man, this nigga here.
Bro. Go ahead.
What? How are we on YouTube? How are we on the internet without scientists?
Nah, bro. This is what I mean. Like, you don't seem to understand that science can be turned into a religion, and there can be zealots and people who practice this stuff in a way that doesn't align with reality.
Science is a religion.
That's what I mean, bro. Like, he asking for proof about aboriginals. The brothers on the panel already dropped gems. I got a whole book right here. I got 2 of them, actually. I could crack open right now and read passage for passage, historical accounts, all that stuff. But you don't believe it because you in that Pan-African pizza
I'm not
box.
Pan-African. I'm just pro knowledge. Because
that's not knowledge, though, bro.
It's known on the continent that
trust me, I
slaves were
got
sold to
books,
Europeans. That is a
man.
fact.
Man,
Africans
I got
definitely sold black people to
man.
Europeans.
Listen,
Yeah, we
I
know
got
that.
books.
Well,
But
some
Listen,
a
I
lot
some
of
got
some
us were
books.
say
here.
some
Don't
say
we?
that it
I
didn't happen. Some say that
I got
blacks actually
books
had white
and
slaves.
family history.
There's no there's just no one can cooperate. So some say that the Native Americans came in the 1800s
To where?
Nah,
to
Bro,
America.
hey,
Hey,
let me
Black, so
ask you
I
a
got a
question right quick.
percentage for you, right? Now, hold on,
they
Tayshawn. Hold on,
Okay.
Tayshawn.
the
Hold on. Let
Native
me just get this out,
Americans,
bro. Hold on.
the
Hold
Native
on 1 second, bro.
Americans, they
Hold,
had
hold on one
migrated
second,
down
bro.
south from Canada.
Hey, bro. Hey, P Gang. 98.9% of doctors were throughout the Americas prescribed medication. Only 1.1% practice holistic healing.
Okay, well, what's your point?
My man's didn't need no medication. He had to get the fuck up off of that to get better. And we know medication is bad for your body, especially the shit that they giving.
But that's not what's that got to do with evolution though?
I mean, man, you saying that the
Your
consensus,
science.
you saying that, hey, if all the people agree, then that's right.
No, I just said basically it makes sense.
Nah, that's what you said. Nah.
That is
What?
what you said, bro.
That's what
No,
you
no.
That's
What
why
I'm
I
said.
don't
saying is,
fuck with the
like I said,
vaccines and
it's
shit.
6-on-1. Can I speak, please? I
You already
mean,
speaking some fuck shit already, bro. Come on,
all
man.
right, Confederate, that's good. But so what
Yeah,
I'm
I
saying is
sure am.
basically that
That's why I don't
that
mess with the
evolution
jab.
it makes sense. Okay, it makes sense to me, and it's the overwhelming consensus. It's kind of like it's kind of like debating if the world's flat. It's like there's people that believe the world is flat, but the overwhelming consensus says it's a globe. So
But
that's
guess
kind of
what?
the same thing.
Guess what, brother? People used to
Oh
think
boy.
the world was flat. And the people who thought the black folks who thought the world was a globe and knew it, they were labeled heretics. Until it came out that, hey, the world is a globe. You know what I mean? So I think you're doing a logical fallacy, brother.
No. It's not that.
All
It's
right,
just
so we
basically
gonna. Well, I'm gonna stick
if
right
you
with
could
what you're saying. That the
demonstrate
consensus, right? So
why.
look, bro. Hey, look, hold on, bro, because I never got to respond. You saying that when the consensus is overwhelmingly, that's what it is. So right now in the medical field, the consensus is overwhelmingly agreement of giving these chemical pill medications that cause more bodily harm than they do health. Only
Not in all
one point.
cases.
Hold
Not
on,
in all
hold on,
cases.
bro. Only 1.1% practice holistic healing, which
Man,
has been proven by
all that
evidential
science stuff
facts
is
to heal the body without having any repercussions or cause and effects that medication, pill form, chemical form do.
In certain cases, it's not
No,
always.
man.
bro,
Another
in
thing,
all
Medication
no,
is
cases.
another
not
thing too.
like
If
a
people,
guaranteed cure. Medication is just like is pretty much theories. They just give it to you to see if it'll help.
exactly, put it like this: if everybody is healed from holistic medication, then they don't make money. So they capitalize and they make money off us still being sick. So why would they give us a complete cure? You
No,
understand what I'm saying?
I agree with that. I agree with that. But
Okay,
it's
so
not all the
with
cases.
that being said, science in the medical field is going to cater towards profit over truth. Period.
So how are they profiting off of evolution?
Period.
Are you serious?
Yeah, how are they
23 and me.
profiting?
23 and me.
But evolution was a theory way before 23andMe.
No, but
So
you asked me
you know
how
what I'm
they
saying?
profited,
You think evolution became the consensus as
Man,
soon as 23andMe
man,
came
that
out?
evolution,
Man, you
man,
got some
that is
serious
a
deflections going
man.
on, bro.
All right, so
Evolution
let me
is a
ask you guys,
theory.
where do
Evolution is
humans come
not
from?
real.
Where do humans come from?
What is a
We
theory,
don't
bro?
know.
What is a theory? What's a
A
theory?
theory, a theory is pretty much just is just like a thought.
That's
Period.
backed up with a lot of evidence.
Period. No,
Yeah,
it's not. A theory is just a thought. Like, period. It's not backed
yeah,
up by
You
no
keep saying
evidence.
that, but
It's
again, I go back
exactly.
thought.
to that
If
It's
it's
a
gravity.
A
evidence,
hypothesis.
it'll
theory
be
is
Gravity is
truth.
a
It
not
wouldn't
theory
be a
fact.
right
theory.
now.
If it's
It's a
Gravity
evidence,
is.
hypothesis.
it'll be truth. It wouldn't be a theory.
Is there evidence that
Exactly.
gravity
Hey, I need
exists?
somebody to break down this
Exactly.
Confederate flag,
A
Confederate
theory
shit.
is not facts.
So, but gravity is considered a theory right now.
Y'all break that Confederate shit down.
Oh my
Touchdown, break that
god,
shit
bro!
down.
I can't with
All
these
right,
idiots.
so
Yeah. Change the topic.
this
Idiot.
this specific flag is from the Battle of the Chickamauga. So what I keep telling people, when it comes to not just the Civil War, when it comes to the so-called Confederates in general, confederations have been a so-called American Indian thing. Way back in the Revolutionary War, You had confederations. You had Tecumseh, which he was Shawnee, but they call it the Tecumseh Confederation. This is shit our ancestors been doing. So when you see this Confederate flag, just know this specific flag was from the Battle of the Chickamauga in the Civil War. And the Civil War was Indians, so-called Indians, which was niggers fighting against niggers. That's what this shit is about. If I had my computer right now, I could pull some shit up, but I'm on the road driving, so
the Confederates,
yeah.
was they Republican or was they?
Well, the first Republicans was niggas.
I said,
we supposed to be a republic. You know what I'm saying? That Democrat shit is fake.
Really, there was nothing.
That Democrat
At first,
shit,
there was nothing. They just joined the party. You know what I'm saying? Just to see which party grant them more freedom.
I got another question. So when did these Native Americans get to America? Can anyone answer that for me?
A long ass time ago. How about that? You feel me?
And so when they met up with the
really,
blacks,
you damn,
was there a conflict? Was there a war? What happened?
If you get the book called
No, was there a conflict? Was there wars? What happened?
Yeah, there's a lot of that shit.
This
is how
conflict between the blacks and the Mongoloids when they came. What happened? What was a war?
Excuse me, brother. But I just want to speak to the aboriginals on the panel because this fella is obviously in contention with any talking points you bring out, or if he even bring out the talking point, he's still gonna have contention. He's already been proven to be a fallacy from his very inception. So if you want to go back and forth with this guy, just use his own logic against him. I already am.
Facts. Because
hey, let me ask Black a question right quick. Real quick. Hey,
I don't talk to you no more, man.
I don't give a fuck. You still gonna listen? You still on this bitch? So, do you believe that? Do you believe that the Native Americans came across the Bering Strait, my brother?
It's not what I believe; it's what the evidence shows.
Okay, what kind of shoes did they have on? What kind of hold on? What kind of shoes they had on?
Oh, so since I don't know the shoes, that means it didn't happen, right? Is that
no? I'm making a point because I've had frostbite before, and I'm about to really shut you up with that dumb shit. What kind of shoes did they have on?
I don't know what kind of shoes they have.
I'm gonna call. Hey, y'all. I'm gonna call.
Did they have on boots? Did they have on Debo slippers? Did they have on the?
I think they had some Timberlands on. I think maybe some Gore-Tex.
What does the story tell you? Since the consensus said they came across the land bridge, what does that story say? That's what I'm asking you.
Yeah, they walked. Yes, they walked.
And what kind of shoes did they have on? What did they say they had on?
That I don't know.
You say you don't know too much, bro.
I'm trying to get you to use common sense right quick. That's why I like asking common sense questions, bro.
Okay, so they didn't come from the Bering Straits. Where'd they come from and when?
You wrong about that, Black.
I'm asking you.
Bro, get back to that Confederate flag shit, bro.
Hey man,
why that shit got your ass itching so bad, nigga? Have you done the research on it?
Everybody talking.
That's why I'm trying to get you to stand on what you said.
What did your research tell you?
That you was false, bro.
So your research told you, oh, crackers snatched us from Africa. They was the Confederates beating our ass, right? That's what you're gonna say?
Nah, bro, but it definitely didn't tell me that somebody with that flag like that was fighting for somebody that looked like me.
Hey,
because you haven't done the research, nigga.
Come on, what you talking about? You don't know nothing about this.
Nigga, slow, bro. Look at the Battle of the Chickamauga, bro. Look at the battle. Start there. The Battle of the Chickamauga. The Battle of the Chickamauga.
That's
the Battle of the Chickamauga. Have you done the research on the Battle of the Chickamauga? No, you haven't.
Yes, I have.
Because you wouldn't be saying that dumb shit right now,
bro. Untaught in this history, Ben did all this, bro. Y'all already seen all this. Untaught in this, y'all had the same talking points, bro.
Okay, so if you've done the research and you listen to people say this shit, how are you still saying crackers own this flag, bro? Make that make sense.
What you saying ain't been proven, bro.
Ain't been what by the consensus? Proven by the consensus?
Has been proven, bro.
Evidence and
Come on, man. You niggas suck. Y'all niggas
trash. Waste your time talking about evidence.
If you fought in the Confederate regiment, bro. If you fought in the Confederate regiment, bro, that means you was fighting to uphold slavery, bro.
Nigga, it wasn't about the Civil War wasn't about slavery, nigga. That's why I say you haven't done the research. The Civil War was not about us being slaves.
Okay, bro.
You haven't done the research. Just say you haven't done the research.
Like white nationalist talking points, bro.
Just say you haven't done the research.
Nationalist talking points, bro.
Bro, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. You could be in your feelings about all that shit, nigga. If you was an African slave, put that on your people. Don't say I'm wrong, nigga, because I've done some of the research on this
If
shit.
you disagree with them, you're an
If you did
agent.
some of the research, bro, I'm
Or
telling
you're
you,
Niggas fucking trash,
indoctrinated.
bro.
For
You
you, an
niggas
agent, that's
trash.
what push over here.
Nigga, go look up the names of who fought in the Civil War, and then come back and tell me they was crackers. Cause y'all still believe crackers got names like Brown, and they came from Europe with that shit, but you don't find them
Bro,
last names over there
we
now,
know everything
nigga.
about this shit, bro. We know when all
Y'all
these
niggas
wars, there
retarded
wasn't
as
nothing but
fuck,
30
bro.
white boys and 300 Indians. But guess what? That mean them 300 Indians switched up. So what is you
Oh,
saying,
so
bro?
30 white boys took
Bro,
over everybody, huh? 30 white boys was the Confederates, and they won, right? That's what you
bro,
saying?
come
They
on, bro.
was
Now you
white
grabbing straw
slaves,
man, bro.
stupid ass. They was white
Grabbing straw
slaves.
man,
Come on,
bro.
Puerto
Exactly,
Rican man.
bro. This
You
nigga
don't know
dumb,
shit.
Reaching for
AP.
straw man, bro.
That nigga dumb as hell, bro.
You reaching for straw man.
The
Stand on a
Civil
good
War,
point, bro. Stand on a good point, bro.
that was white slaves. That's why you see white boys fight.
So AP, you had white slaves, bro. Your family was
Tell
owning
you,
some white
they
slaves.
tell you in the history, the
AP,
Confederates
your
made their
family had some white
slaves fight
slaves,
with
bro.
them. They told them they made their slaves fight with them.
You had white slaves, AP.
Do I have white slaves?
Your family had white slaves.
Did my family have white slaves? Yeah, we had white slaves, bro.
You could prove that, right?
Hell yeah.
Was that person who had a white slave? Was he white?
No,
Oh
hell no.
boy.
He's a Negro. He a Negro. You want to see? I got photos of him too. My
Yeah,
great
that'd
granddaddy.
be proof enough. Yeah, that'd be proof enough.
Bob Roberts.
But that'd be proof to the world. That ain't proof to me, because don't nobody else believe that shit either. So
Nigga, you
It's so
still
much.
believe
Listen,
crackers just
if
beat
you
your
want to
ass,
see
bro. If
more
you
proof,
like, come
hey,
on, bro.
if you want to see more proof, you can go to the Virginia records and in the early 1700s, and
I
they
don't
give you
need
a
to go
list.
to the Virginia
They
records,
give
bro.
you a
I've
list
already
of
been did all
they
that, bro.
give
That's
you a
why I'm
list
telling you
of
that shit fake,
Negroes and Indians who own white slaves. Matter of fact, if you want to get
bro.
into some,
Nobody contesting that. I'm asking you if you owned the slaves, bro. Because you saying
nah,
this, you acting like this is the overwhelming
me
narrative.
personally,
Y'all
me
trying to
Hey,
change
personally
the
has been
overwhelming
Aboriginal
narrative, and the
power.
overwhelming narrative ain't
Listen,
changed.
you asking
Just
a
because it's a
stupid ass
couple people that
question, and
had
let me
slaves
answer
don't mean
because
the
you asking a
overwhelming
stupid.
narrative.
You a
hey,
dumbass
name the
Puerto
crackers
Rican.
that name the crackers
Hold
that
on,
own your people
So
Kayshawn.
from
Hold
y'all
on,
gonna
Africa.
mute me,
Kayshawn.
but that ain't
My
gonna
bad.
change the facts, bro. How
Hold
you
on,
gonna mute, but
Kayshawn.
you gonna change the facts, bro?
No, because I'm about to tell you this though. You keep asking me stupid ass shit. Like, did you own a slave? No, I
Now
didn't
I'm
own a
asking you
slave.
stupid ass shit. This what y'all
Me, I
do.
did.
All this shit stupid,
Me,
bro. Y'all niggas
me,
talk in
me,
circles, bro.
me personally, did I own a slave? That's the stupidest shit you can ever ask. That's stupid jive
Nigga, you know I
turkey
didn't say you
Puerto
personally.
Rican
That's that shit
tether
y'all
talk.
do. Y'all
That's what
niggas
I'm
think
saying. That's
everybody
stupid as
slow.
hell.
Just cause
You a
y'all niggas
tether.
talk first don't mean everybody's slow, bro.
No, I'm just saying that's a stupid ass question to ask. Do have I owned a slave?
I
That's
said have your
tether talk.
family. Cause if
No,
you
you
preaching
tell.
genealogy,
I
you
just
should
told.
be
Listen,
you should be like, hey, everybody,
listen,
that's the
listen,
case.
listen.
I
I
got the
just
proof
told
for it
you.
right here.
I just
Go
told you
find
who
your
in
own
my
proof.
family did, and then you gonna ask me again. Did you own slaves? Like, what the fuck is that about? That's weird.
Yeah, that's weird. What's weird is a nigga with a Confederate flag talking about he fought Confederate regiments, but he
Hey,
talking about
look,
he with
hey,
black people.
lucky
That's what's
goofball.
weird.
Hey, lucky goofball. Hey, lucky goofball. Let me ask you this: do you know the white people that owned your people as slaves?
I ain't
Do
have
you
no
know?
white people own my people as slaves.
All
Jit.
right, so what the fuck is you arguing about, bitch? You over here defending crackers, bro. You about to cry because we saying crackers
You
were
defended
slaves.
cracker with
Bitch,
that
nigga,
flag.
you weak as
That means that,
hell. Listen
bro.
to you cry,
Go
bro.
on any other platform.
Wait, you Puerto Rican?
Listen,
Go
but
on any other
hold
platform. This shit.
on. What's
Y'all
crazy
niggas get
is,
laughed out the gym, bro.
what's crazy is he said if you got that flag and you was fighting with the white man, that means you was working with the white man. You can't give me no
Exactly.
case in history where the Chickamauga teamed up with the white man at all. Matter of fact, when the Chickamauga first met the white man, Henry Knox, William Blunt, they fucked them up, made them sign them treaties on the Holston River, again on the Tellico
Them
River.
folks to
These
sign treaties
in
and then
history.
send a group
This
of
gave
Indians to
out
come
the
hit them from the backside,
expedition.
bro.
This go into the expedition of Nigga Jack. And then you got to understand the history of Dragon Canoe coming from the north, battling with the Chickamauga going at the white as well. So you don't know shit about the Chickamauga,
Bro,
giving
I
that
know a
shit credit.
lot, bro. I know them folks came in and signed the treaties and then backdoored their relatives. I know that. And then
Oh,
coming out this
man.
bit claiming they not Confederate. What? Come on, bro. What y'all
Now,
niggas talking
let's
about
let's
for
keep
real,
it
bro?
real. Let's keep it
Y'all
real.
will
Niggas like
pull
you
Let's
up.
keep
sold
it
Y'all,
out.
real.
bro, I
Let's
done
keep
did the
Niggas
let's
like
keep
you.
it
documentary
real.
research,
Let's
bro.
keep
I
it
know how
real.
the treaties got signed and who came and
Let's
did
keep
what.
it real though. Let's keep it
You don't know
real.
Stop
shit.
playing,
A
bro.
lot of our people did switch sides, and that's something that we we got to deal with. But you're not our people. You're a fucking Puerto
That's
Rican
what I'm
terrorist.
saying. How I'm not your people?
So,
You're not my
yeah,
people. You're talking that shit.
You're not even from the mainland, bro.
How I'm not
talking
from the
all this
mainland?
shit.
This is fake news. That's what I'm saying. Y'all niggas just
Man, get the fuck,
regurgitate talking points
bruh.
you seen in
Shut
the
up.
chat, bro.
Shut up.
Y'all
You
niggas sound
believe in
silly.
everything the cracker told you. Now you
Shut
mad
up.
because
Y'all
we
niggas
saying
sound
white people
silly.
were
Shut
slaves. Now
up.
you mad. Now you
Shut
mad
up.
You got
because we
niggas
said
named
white people
Deshaun with a
slaves. You mad.
Confederate flag. Y'all niggas
You
sound
said
silly, bro.
we said white people slaves. Now
Shut
you
up.
mad.
Boy, y'all going in. Hey, but
Niggas weak
look,
as fuck,
hey,
bro.
look, peep this. My people had slaves on the Indian side. Like the Indians, like they had nigga slaves. That's how my bloodline became Indian because they made it with the Indians.
It's a
Well,
lot of
what's
people
the
like
Indian?
that, bro. It's a lot of red black blend, but
I
these
see.
people don't. These people don't believe in that.
I don't necessarily believe it. I think there was a red black man, but there's also black Indians that are strictly black. That's what they're saying,
Yeah,
and
Yeah,
that is
I know
yeah,
fact.
that.
they
I know
are.
that.
Yeah,
How can
like
an
man, I'm
Indian? How
telling you,
can an Indian? Listen. How
I'm
can an
telling you.
Indian? How can an Indian, which in early American youth is
Look at my
also
dress.
classified as a nigger or a
Nigger.
Negro, is not already black? How I gotta mix in with something else to be black? That shit don't even make no sense. You can go
Have
into
y'all
all
ever been to Mardi Gras?
early inhabitants are connecting with the motherfucking Aboriginal inhabitants of this land from the
Have
Jesuit
y'all
level.
ever been to Mardi Gras?
They all
In,
describe the people as Negroes. What is y'all
have
talking
y'all
about?
ever
Y'all,
been to Mardi Gras in New Orleans?
Yeah, the
Nah.
people
yeah,
at Mardi Gras, them so-called black people, that's the full-blooded Indians. They the
In the
full bloods.
middle, no, in the middle of the
Yeah.
parade, they have black people dressed up as Indians, what they
and
call
black
the
people
Chitimacha
They the
dress
Indians, bro.
Indians.
a native word. This is traditional. You go back to the Mayan parades and the Mayan festivals did the same thing. So when you
Same
look
shit.
at shit like that, these people not dressed up like this is just their
The
native
Mayans was related to
traditional
the
way.
people in the island.
Listen, when you see pictures of these people, they wore regular clothes most of the time, and only in festivals or in spiritual ceremonies or in parades or in they. That's when you see them in that type of fashion. Other than that, man, that's what I'm saying. Y'all boys gotta
Anybody
get
in here from Georgia?
say what?
Is anybody in here from Georgia?
I'm pretty sure it's a gang of people in this chat from Georgia.
Probably
Oh,
Georgia, represent the chat.
oh, oh, because if you study the history of Georgia, you know, like before the Native Americans moved into Georgia, they fought a battle against the so-called Moon Eye people. They was black people. That's how Indians gained that land of Georgia. They was black. They was black people, black and albino people. They were known as the Moon Eye people.
Yeah,
And the
Georgia
farther
got a
you go,
lot of. You also got the Muskogee Creek that was in Georgia, which is Negro tribes. You also
yeah,
had a
Blackfoot.
that was running part of Georgia, who was running part of Mississippi as well, by the name of Emperor Brim, who helped the Seminoles set up to control the borders at the Spanish borders today. You
No,
understand?
no, 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 that's not true because when the Spanish came, there was a man by the name of Hernando de Soto. He died right there on the Mississippi River.
Soto
You-
was an immigrant who died of starvation because nobody fed him here, and he also
yeah,
described the people of Florida, which is the Ameri tribe, which is where Vespucci get his name Amerigo from. But just
yeah,
to add some more
yeah,
history
Hey,
yeah,
to that,
yeah,
family,
yeah.
peace,
He had
family.
found the black one, and he had found the black Indians of Louisiana, where I'm from, right there down there where New Orleans
Emperor
at.
Brim helped the Indians in the Creek Nation and the Seminoles set up on the Spanish borders to protect it from the foreign invaders, which was the Native American coming from the Plain Indians area,
Peace,
and a lot of
family.
these white outlaws. You see, you got to get into the Treaty of
Hey, can y'all
Guadalupe.
hear me?
See what I'm saying? Because of that, they allow the
Hello?
American to be able to
yeah, we
borrow
hear you,
certain.
bro.
Y'all can
Yeah,
hear
we
me?
heard. Yeah,
Yeah.
we heard.
Yeah.
Yeah, we can
My
hear you.
bad, family. Hey, look, let me just tap in, man. I had came across this channel, man, and I seen Aboriginal power. So I was like, let me tap in. And when I got on here, man, I heard the one of the brothers, insulting the other brother, man, because of, I guess not knowing something or not trying to, I guess, express something the way he want to express it. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, bro.
You know, white supremacy got us fighting each other on a lower level, man, while they still moving the goalposts, man. Because if you want to be technical about it, we know that we all over the planet. We misplaced people, period. We all over the planet, man. We were already here. This dude, some dude, whatever he said, talking about some evolution. I don't know where he got that knowledge from. We have always been here, man. We ain't got no birthday.
Mm-hmm.
Can't nobody prove when we first got. Ain't nobody on this panel. I don't give a dang how many books you done read. Can't nobody prove when we first got here, man.
All right.
All this old trying to argue about what somebody, man, we better figure out where we going. We better come together, man, because see, one thing about it, I'm going to be honest with you, man. You know, they trying to tighten up on us, man. We black media. We better have one code and one code only, and that's sticking together. I got much love for all y'all, man, because y'all my brothers, man. Know what I'm saying? So I just came to grace the page, man. Show some love and support. It's good to have these conversations, but let's not insult each other, man. Let's try to refrain from the N-word. Let's try to refrain from calling each other bitches and suckers and all that old stuff. We don't need that, man. If we trying to get a point across without being disrespectful to your brother, man, because that might be the same brother that you gonna need on that forefront. Peace.
Hey,
put my blunt out.
Who? What's your name speaking, brother? So the viewers can know who was just speaking.
I'm JoJo, man. I'm JoJo KJ B1, man. I'm FBA, man. I'm Foundational Black America. I'm from over here, man. You know.
That's what
you know what I mean?
Shout out to the y'all, man. That was straight facts that he came on here with.
Man, nothing but love for y'all, bro.
You get my blunt.
Sometimes
you get my blunt up there.
They put a little bit of out of context, but like I said, the overall goal is us in America. That's why we can't allow foreign tellers that don't have the same
It's already rolled up.
objection for us to want to get out. You know what I mean? A lot of these people are foreign tellers. They don't have the same progression that we looking for. The end goals. Brothers like Lucky Guzman, brother like Black, these are immigrants. They not foundational, they're not aboriginal, but hey, they ain't on the conversation when it comes to historical text. We allow all people on the panel, but when it comes to sticking together and who are our people, we gotta know who our people is. You see what I'm saying? At the end of the day, all skin folk ain't kin folk. You feel what I'm saying? So we gotta represent as the foundational brothers and sisters of this continent. We can't allow foreign tethers, you feel me, to speak on behalf of us or to narrate our history as if they walked in our shoes. But let's continue. We got the brother Akeem T on the panel. What's up, brother Akeem?
Hey, what's up, man? I just came to drop that out of Africa, that debunk shit. Just get a source of that. I was letting y'all build though. I mean, I'll hop out if somebody else want to hop in, but if I was building about something completely different.
Go ahead and slaughter that shit while you got the flow, G.
Oh no, it was for the bull. It was for the bull black. I got remember that PDF you shared a while ago. They were talking about the out of Africa debunk.
The out of Africa.
Let me pull it up. Let me pull it up. Yeah,
talking about the PDF, fucking out of Africa theory from all the top scientists and geneticists.
Yeah, I got it right here. I was going to share it in the back, but I don't know how. It's a Google Drive thing, but I got it right here. Like I was just about to read it to dude, but
replace out African theory.
Read it out. Read it out. Give them the sources. They can go do their research on it. If you,
all right, cool.
And I can probably put that in the chat at a later note. I'll put it in the description box at the end.
So what's the alternative theory?
He about to give you some sources.
Look, bro.
Before you start asking questions, hold on, King. Before you start asking, let my man speak. We ain't ask you shit. We ain't talking to you. He addressing the shit that he heard. All right, so start asking what's this and all this. You had your chance to ask what the fuck you was gonna ask earlier. My man,
is it a way we can pull it up so he can see it though? So because he be thinking we just saying shit. So like, is it a way that we can pull it up so we can see the name?
I'm not even on my laptop. Right?
All right, cool. So this an article by Stephen Strong and Andy Whiteley. You can look up these guys.
Which one?
You know what I'm saying?
I'm reading it now.
Huh?
Hey, somebody got to
I'm reading it now.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So I'm gonna just read it. So I'm gonna start from the top. Scientific evidence refuting the theory of modern humanity's African genesis is common knowledge. among those familiar with the most recent scientific papers on the human genome, mitochondrial DNA, and Y chromosomes. Regrettably, within mainstream press and academia circles, there seems to be a conspicuous, and dare we say it, deliberate vacuum when it comes to reporting news on these recent studies and their obvious implications. This article was inspired by a comment made recently by Australian historian Greg Jeffries. So before continuing a scientific assessment of DNA evidence, we will first open this discussion by outlining Greg Jeffries' comments. So the dude, Greg Jeffries, was like, the whole out of Africa myth he's saying is a myth. These are scientists. So you keep saying this, no scientists is saying this. These are scientists.
He's now quoting the Australian scientist, historian at this point. He's about to quote him. The scientist is going to use analysis and then prove data to support this. Go ahead.
So he said the whole out of Africa myth has its root in the mainstream academic campaign of the 1990s to remove the concept of race. When I did my degree, they all spent a lot of time on the out of Africa thing, but it's been completely disproved by genetics. Mainstream still hold on to it. So that's what he said. So these are scientists. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I could keep reading it. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, I'm gonna just keep going. It did begin.
Keep reading it.
All right, cool. It did begin the early 90s, and the academics most responsible for cementing both the out of Africa theory and the complementary common ancestral African mother, given the name of Eve, in the public arena in nearly every curriculum were Professors Alan C. Wilson and Rebecca L. Can. In their defense, the authors of this paper were fully aware that the genealogy is not in any way linked to geography.
Read that again.
Okay, I'm gonna start it from time. In their defense, the authors of this paper were fully aware that genealogy is not in any way linked to geography.
So they were fully aware.
So let me understand this. So one person says this, and then suddenly debunked.
This ain't one person, bro. This ain't one person. It's a series of authors, series of scientists. So this is a consensus. Like, I know you like to use that word. I know you like to use that word.
You guys like the consensus now. See how it works when you agree the
Hey,
facts?
bro,
it's
and that
legit.
article
No,
was
I'm
coming
reading the
out.
facts that you said wasn't facts. You remember the last time you told me that
One mic. Everybody mute up. Thanks. Show some motherfucking discipline.
no, I'm just saying the last time you told me that nobody was saying this and this, that, and the third. It's a whole article right here, bro. This is multiple scientists saying this. And they're citing their sources and the scientists who are saying. I'll continue to read it though. Where I leave off at? Hold on. And that their placement of Eve in Africa was an assumption, never an assertion. In their seminal paper, The Recent African Genesis of Humans, they even stipulated that all humans today can be traced along maternal lines of a descent to a woman who lived about 200 years ago, probably in Africa. So how is it that there probably has morphed into our collective definitely? Over time, even the two researchers came to discover that the research of original mitochondrial DNA was fundamentally flawed. Both separately conducted further tests on mitochondrial DNA found within the blood of full descent original people, arriving at the same conclusion. Both recanted their previous assumptions by acknowledging that Homo sapiens sapiens originated in Australia. So remember I told you it's a bunch of different origin story theories. You know what I'm saying? You ask for this is what they saying. They going with the Australian.
Can I ask you a question though, man? What does debunk mean to you?
Debunk mean that something has been disproven.
Okay, so if the consensus still goes with out of Africa, how is it debunked? That's what I'm trying to understand, because anyone can find something that agrees with their point of view and then just state it as fact. You don't like out of Africa, so anything that disagrees with it, you'll cling to.
No, I'm just, you asked for sources, so that's what I'm saying. I'm not using my personal opinions. That's what you do. I'm just giving you sources.
I'm not a scientist, so the thing is,
okay. So if you're not a scientist, you just debunked everything that you standing on. If you yourself is not a scientist and you standing on these claims that these scientists is making, like all
how does that
scientists
disprove the other scientists claim that go with the out of Africa theory? You see what I'm saying? That's where the debate comes to, because you're saying something, other scientists say the totally opposite. So we're not scientists. So how we decide who's correct?
Hey, can I get 1 minute on the mic real quick?
This is how you decide.
I'm gonna mute up. I'm gonna mute up. True, go ahead.
How you decide. You have a contention point, and this is when you just form and prove your data, right? In your data.
Hey, AP, I want to show the flaw at the origins of this evolution shit, right? So this is talking about paleontology, which Darwin was, right? And this is what Darwin wrote. This about the fossil record on the origin of species. By the theory of natural selection, all living species have been connected with the parent species of each genus by difference no greater than we see between the varieties of same species at the present day. These parent species, now genuinely extinct, have in their turn been similarly connected with more ancient species and so on backwards, always converging to the common ancestor of a great class. So the number of intermediate and trans links between all living and extinct species must have been inconceivably great. But the inconceivably great numbers of transitional link postulated by Darwin have never been found. Indeed, one of the most prominent features of the fossil records is the Cambrian explosion, in which the major groups of animal called phyla, and it's spelled Phyla, appeared around the same geological time in a period called the Cambrian, fully formed and without fossil evidence that they diverged from a common ancestors. A serious problem for the theory. Darwin knew about this evidence in 1859, and he acknowledged it to be a serious problem that may be truly urged as a valid argument against his theory. This is Darwin words. He hoped that future fossil discoveries would help to fill in many of the blanks. But more than 150 years of additional fossil collection has only made the problem worse. In 1991, a team of paleontologists concluded that the Cambrian explosion was even more abrupt and extensive than previously envisioned. So,
can I say something right quick?
Hold on, guys, man. Let him finish his stuff, bit, bro.
I appreciate it. All right. Then it get to the two human skeletons. Even if we did have a good fossil record, we would still need our imagination to produce narratives about ancient descendant relations. Here's why. If you found two human skeletons buried in a field, how could you know whether one was descended from the other? Without identifying marks and written records, or perhaps in some cases DNA, it would be impossible to know. Yet you would be dealing with two skeletons from the same recent living species with two different ancient extinct species, often far removed from each other in time and space. There would be no way to demonstrate an ancestor-descendant relation. Decades ago, paleontologist Garrett Nelson wrote, the idea that one can go to the fossil records and expect to empirically recover an ancient descendant sequence, be it of species, genera, families, or whatever, has been and continue to be a pernicious illusion. In 1999, Evolution in Biology's Henry G. wrote that if it is effectively impossible to link fossils into a chain of cause and effect in a valid way. He concluded to take a line of fossils and claim that they represent a lineage is not a scientific hypothesis that can be tested, but an assertion that carried the same validation as a bedtime story. Amusing, perhaps even instructive, but not scientific. And motherfucking Darwin knew about this shit and even wrote about it, hoping that in the future it would prove his theory, but in the future and the more evidence, it to constantly debunk this shit and all this shit about evolution, like scientists say, real scientists, is a fucking bedtime story. And these scientists right here are at the top of their field. They actually work in the human genome foundation where the whole understanding of genetic studies actually get its foundation from. So, like, dude, you haven't brought up one source. We tired of hearing about what the fuck you think, bro. Source up or let the shit go and let us move on.
I mean, you guys can move on. I gave you a source.
One.
Hey, Truth, you mind putting that source in the back chat so I can have it, bro?
Yeah, I got you, bro. I'm finna put it right now, bro. I got over 100 articles, man.
I've been bringing that same source out.
I'll say the last thing.
I've been bringing that same source out. That's how I killed Unc for the Amaraj squad, bringing that same stupid ass evolution.
Now, can I say something right quick?
Okay, I'll say one last thing and I'll be out. That just proves when it agrees with what you like scientists. If you don't, they're agents or they are indoctrinated. That's pretty much how it goes. No matter what I bring.
Bye, bro.
Come on,
can
man.
I say something? No, can I say something right
It's good
quick?
talking to all you guys. Peace to everybody. And
Go ahead,
keep your movement going.
Can I say something right quick?
Go back to the caves, brother.
We gotta do the disrespect. That's a weak man.
Okay,
It's a joke, bro. My bad, G. Go ahead, OG.
Okay, old dude was bringing up the 1800s and 1900s by Charles Darwin and whatnot, but I got proof, like written proof, that my family history goes back to the 1400s. Know what I'm saying? So, know what I'm saying? And they say the world was totally different back then. Know what I'm saying? My great-great-grandmother just died at 96 years old. Her name Murder B. Dennis. You could Google it. You know what I'm saying? She's Indian.
Yeah, full-blooded.
That's what's up. I'm ready to end this show, man.
Not full-blooded, but she's Indian.
Tapping in, man. Appreciate everybody for rocking out. We've been on here almost 3 hours. You know what I mean? So it was a nice little buildy build. Make sure everybody hit the like button, man. It's still part of the
I learned a lot.
Oh, I'm glad you did, bro. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, man. Keep coming back. Catching these fire live streams. And appreciate everybody in the chat, man. We about to get ready to get out of here. Appreciate that. We gone, y'all. Make sure y'all hit that like button. Drop those fire emojis in the chat before we get ready to get out of here. Make sure y'all be safe. Peace and blessings. We out.
So dope, my eyes low. When you move like God, the time slow. I came back for the blacks and John Doe's. Crack open them land patents, let go of them townhomes. What's a native to a native? He $5 dough if he not melanated. Pale faces got you waiting on a savior. Sending prayers up, he texting back on vacation. Yeah, God's children. Give all your praise to Jesus, but how God feeling? He say put no one before him in divine image. It's you with God or Christians. I got a vision, but niggas ain't gotta listen, so they don't. We came from the soil, wasn't fucking with no boats. Bible took our spirit, English plotted on our homes. Tribal families turned on us, don't act like y'all don't know. But fuck them and they grudges. We was something turned to nothing. And now we nothing's turned to somethings. Reincarnation of ancients, fresh up out the oven. This the message to the black man. 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 Shooters on my roof, lawyers in the coop. We can never die, bitch, we bulletproof. This the message to the black man. This the message to the black man. Say you wasn't slaves, you was prisoners of war. And stop wasting your time, these other bitches ain't important. You ain't meditating, you ain't mating with the sauce. Like what the fuck's a noodle if you ain't painted with the sauce? I find it hard to trust the pastor who rather side with the master, who preaching we should submit while getting murdered and captured. About how we should wait on God is never our vernacular.